The clock counts down on this calendar year. We are about to reach some final resolutions, and things are about to meet their deadline as we welcome you to this special double feature I'm simply predicting for the final PLEN special for TNA Wrestling and NXT. Welcome everybody to the discussion, and welcome everybody to both of these leagues' conclusions. Good luck to all. Let's go ahead and get right into the double feature discussion. Kicking things off with total nonstop action, NXT, considering I'm going to adapt for others for this one time. Do not consider that to become a normal thing. Hello, everybody, and welcome back here once again to another edition of Simply Predicting. You know what this is. I am the freaking tired, simple man for Grateful Face Professional Wrestling, the voice of SRS, damn it. And my name is Noel Foster. And of course, I am with a gaggle of fools, as always, on this panel. With the Ragga Wrestling JJ Williams, living embodiment of Christmas, a rascal in its own right. One of the happens to me that survived San Diego, and Charles Schultz, who's looking to level up in both predictions leagues and his predictions tonight. And again, you all make this continue forward and possible. Thank you all for tuning in, whether live or on demand. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. And again, you want to dictate the conversation, super chat, PayPal, that patch, as simple as that. If you want to be part of the predictions league, or you are part of the predictions league, as these guys are, your predictions are not made official until you fill out the forms. The forms will be available on my social medias as well as on my YouTube and in the comment section down below after these streams conclude, some point early in the morning. Let's go ahead and get everyone's initial thoughts towards which show they're looking forward to more before we get right into the discussion, kicking things off with NXT. That being said, starting with the man that represents this NXT more than anyone else I know, the Ragga Wrestling JJ Williams. JJ, how are you this fine evening?
I am doing well, good sir. It is always a pleasure to be here. The show I'm looking most forward to this weekend is one that we are not covering, as that would be GCW's Highest in the Room 4, and that's because I'll be there live for that. So,
Nice.
That little bit added excitement for it. But other than that, I'm looking forward to running both of these shows back when I get the opportunity. I like the fact that they're both taking place in Texas. One is in El Paso, the other's in San Antonio. Definitely, definitely offers for a little bit of bleed over potentially on Saturday. We know they'll be filming episodes of Impact to get them through the end of the year. Deadline will be going on roughly the same time. So, someone that's on the first episode of Impact could very easily show up on Deadline to do something. Be interesting to see how all this plays into things, but both shows should be fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing how I end up the year in the Predictions League.
All right, sadly put, and well said. Enjoy yourself at GCW. And along with that, folks, while we're coming also not only these two shows, but GCW this weekend, we also are coming Ring of Honor Final Battle. Stay tuned for more of that come tomorrow night, as me and our Canadian friend Ash will be, of course, part of that coverage. Again, subscribe to our channel. Don't be a dickhead.
And I just want to say, for all those you out there that are getting ready to go through Christmas break and are looking for a good university to enroll in for the spring semester, join Chase University.
You had me and you lost me, as always. Thank you, JJ. From one person in an unaccredited university enrollment alumni to another one that seems to be part of it, as I am the outsider of this forevermore. Quote, the simple man. Let's go to Charles Schultz to get his thoughts towards both of these shows. Charles, welcome back to Super Duty once again. Nice job, by the way, in the WPA Predictions League. To JJ's point, me and Gino broke down the stats and declared the winners, of course. Wednesday night during Predictions Post 1 was always a pleasure with him. You go watch that on my YouTube channel. Again, congratulations to Richard Morales and Caitlin Bella that won WPLE Predictions League. As both NXT and TNA conclude this week. Charles, how are you? How you feel about these two shows?
Feeling good, and let's see. I'm actually almost on the same boat with JJ here. So I'm more typed for GCW for obvious reasons.
Hey,
than
nothing
this.
wrong with that. It goes to show there's far more than just the big two and the other one.
And
That's
it's not because I'm crazy and enjoy the madness of GCW, but not here or there.
We all embrace the madness a little bit from some of these companies. Just saying, despite one that barely ever has any. All right. Well, thank you for that, Charles. And certainly, last but not least, from one half of Dominguez. And Emmanuel, congratulations. As you saw in the graphic, you did beat Arlene in WWE. So good job. How are you feeling about NXT and TNA? Welcome to Saber Ditty once again, my friend.
I'm doing well. San Diego was a hot crowd, but but the internet says differently that we're a dead crowd. I don't know what they were hearing. Maybe they need to clean their ears more. Maybe they're deaf, mouse born. I don't know. Go ahead and do it.
A lot of it has to do with the fact that you were in a baseball stadium. Open air stadiums like that, the sound doesn't project well on television.
Exactly.
You being there, you were able to hear how hot the crowd was. Doesn't always translate good on TV when you're in a football stadium or a baseball stadium.
Nope.
So that's why people are saying you were a dead crowd.
Yeah. Well, I know. But it was. I had fun, and it is what it is. But NXT Deadline is the most anticipated match of NXT, pretty much. See who comes in order, who's gonna come up next, and who's gonna get the most pinfalls throughout to the end. And TNA, I have seen it, the interesting card, but congratulations to TNA, for getting that contract from ANC, and so it's goodbye to the partnership to TNA and NXT. So you can't say NXT is no longer part of taking control of it. So
I'll believe it when I see it. When TNA no longer feels like WWE Timu, I'll believe it, because too much of this right now feels like WWE booking, and I fucking hate that. But that being said, that's not here and there. Stay tuned for more of that conversation, folks, when once again, for some reason, I'm back in the hosting seat. Damn it.
Well, you know why you're going to be in the seat. I just explained to everyone why you're going to be in the seat.
I know. I was expecting an easy Saturday.
See, another reason why I'm excited for Saturday, and I'm not going to reveal too much, but you can see here, I have a couple of the Simply Reliable Studios awards printed, ready to present on Saturday to some of the winners. That is all I will disclose. There have been a couple of GCW winners in the voting so far. So I'm going to present them with their awards, hopefully get some pictures or video of them speaking, and then that will be part of the year-end episode where we announce who the winners are to everybody. So,
all right, fair enough.
Yeah, and thank you, Arlene. I haven't heard it from Carlos Silva or Paul Levesque that the partnership has come to an end. So until that happens, let's not believe the Saps and the Alvarez's of the world. There's a reason why the Simply Reliable Studios used to call themselves the only reliable SRS in the IWC.
Cheap plug.
Because we don't buy into the rumors.
Look, there's only one thing we believe here. It's not Chase U. It's not Dirt Sheets. It's freaking Joe Hendry, all right? And if you believe in something,
name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Do you believe? Because we do.
Fuck me. All right.
And all of us except for the Grinch over here also believe in Chase University, okay?
Never will. Freaking hell. Try to make me turn to Dr. C.
75% of the room, that's a good percentage.
That's still a C, and I don't even think Chase U even has a passing rate of that. All right, without further ado, I'm the freaking superintendent of this freaking Swalway as always. 160 plus episodes going on now too. Cinema Ditting community, of course, you're happy about that. And of course,
you know what? I don't even think Joe Hendry has an action figure yet. Okay, but Duke Hudson, Andre Chase, and Thea Hill all do.
I think he actually does. I think they released one with TNA.
And Walter Cruz, I'm sure, joins you in that sentiment. Before I get his thoughts, without further ado, City Predicting community panelists, enthusiasts, professional wrestling fans, TNA faithful, and questionable NXT followers, sports entertainment goers. Let's get right into it. Again, folks, you're in for a long night, probably. Fuck me. Because we are literally doing 2 shows here, and we're starting with NXT Deadline. Of course, NXT Deadline will be available on the Peacock, and it will be starting 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with their own hour-long pointless talk show countdown with that bald-headed idiot and the other person. That being said, we got
That
5
bald-headed idiot. Jesus.
I said what I said.
No
I
one's
thought
very
all the
angry
bald
today.
criticism was on AEW.
Look, criticism is across the board. I equally criticize everything about this world and this business and anybody that believes that they have journalistic integrity. That's not here nor there. Anyway, NXT Deadline, stay on topic, bro. NXT Deadline from San Antonio, Texas, 7 p.m. Standard Time on the Peacock. We'll be covering Gizmo Studios. I am on the call. And again, stay tuned for more on that, folks. We'll be covering Collision the following day, by the way. Again, we have 5 matters on tap here, and to Charles Schultz and Emmanuel's points, it is the deadline. It is the final exam. It is that proving ground to truly see who will lead NXT in 2026 with World Championship opportunities. In the match that NXT have made their own into a proverbial scramble, the deadline, the Iron Survivor Challenge. So we're going to go ahead and kick things off actually with the match that actually is meant to be the opener for the first time ever. And because he arrived late, he's going first. And he can also talk about his feelings towards both shows. So let's see if this is an absolutely same result, or does the ruler reclaim his throne? As Absolute Ricky Saints goes one-on-one again with a renewed Obafemi that returned home to the motherland, who said he was drained from the pressure of being a long-reigning champion. Gee, I wonder why. You've been champion since fucking January. Of course, Ricky Saints, though, has been having voices in his own head, subtle doubts, wondering and questioning what happens if he can't win. Says that's no longer the case. I don't need to worry about that. I saw face-to-face this past Tuesday NXT. By the way, shout out to WWE Matches on YouTube. Folks, that's the best YouTube channel. You can go to WWE if you don't want to pay for Netflix, USA, or the CW. Just saying. Thank you. Keep up the great work, pal. Again, Ricky Saints defends the title now against Obafemi after surviving Trick Williams in Last Man Standing. The ruler looking for one last run. So is this the ruler's swan song, or is it just absolutely two and done for Ricky Saints? Let's see what happens. Let's see what you all think. Starting with Walter Cruz, you all know how City Predicting goes. If you don't, it goes like this. Considering there are 5 people here, we got a lot to talk about, but because NXT is a shorter card, per what JJ said, and I also do see the quantity amount, everyone will get their fair bet to talk about these matches. And I honestly do think more people here care about the NXT card than TNA, me included. That being said, Walter, welcome to City Predicting. Let's get your thoughts first on the NXT Championship. Ricky Saints or Obafemi, who you got leaving with the gold, considering whoever leaves the gold will defend it against the winner of the Iron Survivor Challenge. And go ahead and give yourself thoughts to how you feel about both of these shows.
I'm excited of both, but I'm on your sentiment of looking forward more for Deadline. But in terms of this, I think O was on his way to the main roster. I think this is his last thing, and he's going to debut in the Royal Rumble, and then we'll see him on the main roster. So I got Ricky Saints leaving as the champ, but I think Oba is going to get to him in his head, and we might start seeing that cocky version of Ricky Saints, which leads down to a heel turn soon. So I think he will win the fight, but the war will be far from over in terms of his mentality. I think Oba's going to get to him, but Ricky's still going to be able to pull this win out.
All right, fair enough. Well, again, like I said, the ruler, who was virtually unbeatable as NXT champion, has been ruling your NXT, JJ, for 10 months, and then went on a brief 2-month hiatus after Ricky Saints, I think, surprised the whole world at No Mercy. I still consider that an upset, personally. I didn't have Ricky Saints winning that night, if I was genuinely honest with you. You've been literally talking about how the ruler was your premier breakout star, not named Soruka, for your NXT, and also allowing him to be John Cena's last opponent, not a surprise entry in that tournament. No longer the case. We now know it'll either be L.A. Knight, or it will be the Ling General Gunther, who will face John Cena at Saturday night's main event. Again, that'll be tomorrow night, folks, on SmackDown. But what do you think about Obafemi's future? Is this his swan song in NXT, and will he pass the throne to absolute Ricky Saints, but make sure that he earns it.
It's funny. You said he returned to the motherland. Was that Wakanda that he went to? I tease. I
Uh,
tease.
I know, but again, his words actually, quote unquote, not my own, but also accurate.
I mean,
You'll
you know, when they asked who would play him, he said the same person that I said, which was the dude that played M'Baku in Black Panther. So, just saying, just saying.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, it's freaking fair. It's freaking
Res
fair.
here. I 100% agree with what Walter said. This is the last hurrah, if you will, for Obafemi. He's going to put Ricky over. He's going to put Ricky over in a fantastic way. There's going to be near falls that are going to make us think Oba's going to get it. But Oba's ready for the main roster. He's going to be in the Rumble. And if he doesn't make the transition right after the Rumble, then he'll definitely be on the main roster in time for Mania. I don't think they're going to hold on to him for Stand and Deliver again. I think he will be a part of the main roster Mania festivities.
Wow, putting him right there in the biggest spotlight possible. Okay, then.
Possibly with even an opportunity in the chamber. Possibly.
Bring out the chamber and run roughshod. That'd be kind of funny, actually. That dude's huge.
I mean, didn't Roxanne Perez get a shot in the chamber before she became an official member of the main roster? I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're correct. You're correct.
I'm just saying.
Right.
Oba could be in the chamber as that wild card and even let him get a pin over an established person like a Jey Uso to potentially set up his match at Mania.
Jey Uso and Olafemi is a fair shout out putting in the ruler since Jey Uso is on a downward spiral. We saw him, of course, lose it when he lost to LA Knight via crucifix. So I like that a lot. But also, considering the power of the ruler and the intensity of either Dragunov, I want to see those two crash. But I don't know if I want to see either lose the United States champion, considering he, I don't know, is one of 3 champions that actually makes a championship matter and defends it. Sorry, did I say that out loud? Anyway, I do agree, Arlene. It is weird, but it might be foreshadowing considering what we know is going to happen later. Anyway, thank you for that, JJ. All right, Charles, what do you think about this? Ricky Saints, again, in the spotlight. The Revolution is televised. He's leading the Revolution now in NXT. And so far, he's literally bled for it and probably fractured a rib or two, if we're being quite honest, after surviving Trick Williams and Last Man Standing. We see how far Ricky Saints is willing to go to prove why he has absolutely deserves to call himself the champion. So do you think he can do it again against the ruler, the only other person that's done against Obafemi since Tony D'Angelo?
Which is not coincidence you brought that name up. If you remember back to Tuesday with a contract signing, everyone's noticed the background showed a bridge out of nowhere. That was more synonymous with Tony D'Angelo.
Correct.
I expect him to show up after this match to make his return, and also Ricky Saints is going to keep the belt. Because it's not coincidence they showed that bridge right behind the NXT, the contract signing. Not coincidence. And consider Oba lost to WWE before.
Yeah.
Just saying. Not coincidence.
That's a fair shout out. We got 3 Ricky Saints. Now just go ahead and simply add to that and say it is absolutely 4 for 4 for Ricky Saints retaining. But to that point, Emmanuel, Ava Rain also received a very mysterious little package of little black Velcro strips, I think, or whatever the fuck that was. Do you think that might have had some Tony D Tide implications? And do you think the Don confronts the Absolute One in success?
My prediction is kind of a mixed one because I believe we're gonna have a new NXT champion, Noah.
What?
Yeah. Like my sister said, there's a reason why this is the first match. What if Ricky Saints gets desperate? He wants that title. He wants to prove his point. Walter said it as well. He's so desperate he could be turning heel. So why not take one of the contestants from the Iron Survivor? Ava has no choice because she doesn't have anybody to replace him. Ricky Saints pulls double duty, and then in the new year comes NXT Championship. Loser leaves NXT, and that's how you write off Oba from NXT. That way, we know he is confirmed he's no longer being a part of NXT anymore, and because Tony D'Angelo is a good shout out, but I don't know if it's going to be like a baby face thing or a heel thing. We don't know yet. But if it's he gets a baby face reaction, then this will make more sense why Ricky loses the title. So my predictions is new champion Oba Femi becoming 2-time champion, and it won't be the first time. And it won't inherit his credibility because he got robbed of the championship. Ricky cheated to get his title, and he can't do anything about it because he's gone.
I realize where you're thinking about Ricky Saints being gone from NXT, but if NXT needs something right now, it's star power, babyface star power in their top men's division. And Ricky Saints right now has been the front runner. People have echoed Ricky Saints with his charisma, his sentiment, and his entrance all a pop in circumstance. Turning him heel, I think, would hurt not only Ricky Saints, but hurt the NXT product.
I don't remember selling you any of my stuff, Emmanuel.
Thank you, Walter. I was also about to ask, and I'm not a cop, but I was about to say, is Emmanuel under the influence of something? That being said, I'm just going to say this. Obafemi has been the most dominant ruler for both the NXT North American and the NXT World Championship. He doesn't need to do anything else here in this brand. And it's deadline for a reason.
Just to tell the people, like I am sick, so it may be the temperature of my head going on, but I'm not talking be crazy right now. Yeah, I don't know. It will help, but it makes sense. This makes sense.
In your mind, maybe. In Jerry Slaughter's world, maybe. On this panel, if everyone else wants to mute and echo Aaron quote in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Highly unlikely in all likelihood. Yes, Charles, I see your hand before we move on. 4-1, I cannot believe Emmanuel pulled an Emmanuel card again. Damn it.
Probably the first of many times tonight, more likely, but also I expect Tony D'Angelo to be heel when he comes back.
Yeah, because you need an opposite to Ricky Saints and Tony D, who lost his family. It makes sense for him to go heel at this point and see what he can do against Ricky Saints, who probably has no problem bursting into a restaurant confronting him, if he still has one. Who knows if Tony D even has that.
True, but also considering the last time we saw him, somebody confronted him and basically disappeared out of the face of the earth. So they're gonna have to explain that whole thing when he comes back, which that's probably gonna be after deadline.
I'm pretty sure that WWE wants to make sure you forget stuff that doesn't happen in the past. Remember, the fans are stupid, but I do like the fact that Charles actually likes continuity. All right. Well said, everybody. 4-1 in favor of Ricky Saints. Emmanuel's bloody crazy. Okay, moving on. Well, speaking of things that are crazy, or should I say local, look at this match. What the hell? Forget it, Mr. Iguana and Iglesias stole friggin' All Ego Page's car, and so he was awarded a friggin' NXT North American Championship match. It's the best in North America, All Ego. And one half of the AAA Mixed Tag Team Champions, All Ego Ethan Page, our NXT North American Champion, taking on, you're seeing that right, folks, Mr. Iguana. Now, in retrospect, of course, we know this also picks up from the fact that they did take Mr. Iguana Hidesi as, of course, AAA Mixed Tag Team Championships. Of course, All Ego Page and Chelsea Green. So look, the hot mess, the face of America, my leader, damn it. That being said, we also know they successfully retained it against the newest team that you seem to love, not overkilling a gimmick to the Iron Survivor Challenge, in both Joe Hendry and Thea Hill. But let's be honest here. this is just literally made due to Grand Theft Auto, literally this Tuesday. Do we really think there's a snowball's chance in hell that Mr. Iguana can upset the face of North America? Give me a break. Even Page retains. Now I'll go ahead and let everyone else go. Charles, you'll go next. Let's go ahead and get your thoughts towards this. I'm sure that even Page is going to be freaked out by the little lizard because I'm sure it's going to be a handicap because when you face Mr. Iguana, you're going to face this little buddy. But come on now. Chelsea Green, Slayer Agent A could also be involved here. Mr. Iguana's mixed tag team partner could be involved here, but there is no way I see Ethan Page losing either of his championships for the end of the calendar year. But go ahead, Charles, and then your thoughts towards this. You got a new NXT North American champion?
Yes, I do. So
What?
well, I love Mr. Iguana. I can't go against him.
Heart
Come on.
versus mind, of course.
And also, to be fair, you also forgot about another person could show up during that too. They'll probably stop Chelsea Green and all that. Walter's favorite as well.
Hello, she's busy.
That still doesn't mean someone can't show up beforehand and help out, you know. Yeah, just saying.
All right, fine. You know what?
I'm going with new champion.
I appreciate the fact that you all are brave enough to not make this so freaking assimilated with same predictions. That's one of the reasons why I also love doing this predicting with you crazy yahoos. That being said, I can't believe right now it's 1-1 in favor of champion retaining, champion changing. What the fuck am I dealing with? All right, well, speaking of Mr. Iguana, Mexico, Latinos versus freaking Canadians, North Americans, and whatever the hell you want to call me, simple men. Let's go ahead to Walter Cruz now on his thoughts on this. Walter, Ethan Page, the face of North America, do you believe that Mr. Iguana can beat him for the Canadian NXT North American Championship? Great.
Oh shit! Oh, that combo's hard. Anyways, Mexico. I'm playing more comment. Mexico is part of North America, so it's not out of the realm that he could be North American champion. But I feel like this is just a put together too quick match, and I feel like it's just to show the triple R people and stuff like that. But we're gonna get some funny spots with like Yeska and everything, and Mr. Iguana. But there's no way Ethan Page loses that damn title. Not until at least the next pay per view. What's the next one? It's the Royal Rumble weekend, right?
It's likely either going to be New Year's Evil, which is a TV
Mhm.
special, or it's going to be Vengeance Day, which has kicked off the calendar year for NXT PLEs.
Yeah, I wouldn't let him lose the title until at least then, and I would think he would lose the AAA mixed tag titles before he would lose the actual North American title. But
Agreed.
yeah, I don't see. Sorry, Mr. Iguana, but you wouldn't like Yeska taking the L.
And there you go. And of course, all you go with Page, JJ has already defended his championship in a deal that was with those match against Akio Wagner Jr. And of course, still has his eyes set on the AAA Latin American Championship. And I'm sure that that guy is not going to be too far away in the audience. We don't know what the next AAA special is going to be. That's going to involve Ego. Not to mention, of course, Mr. Iguana. We saw the partner Pagano, of course, at Halloween Havoc. And I suppose he could probably be in Mr. Iguana's corner, but at the end of the day, are you really going to bet against Ethan Page and Chelsea Green, the faces of North America and Mexico? I'm just saying right now with the freaking run that they've had. I'm just saying. JJ, your thoughts on this?
All right, so I can't believe some of what I'm hearing here. Number one, we got some legitimate Grand Theft Auto in WWE before GTA 6 comes out.
Legitimate!
We got Mr. Iguana on an NXT PLE. Am I the only one that wants to see La Yesca versus Minnie Monet?
Oh my God.
Like, I think that would be a fantastic match, and it would probably be a better match than the real Mercedes Monet puts on. But that's neither here nor there.
Damn.
As far as Lola Vice getting involved, let's not count it out of the realm of possibility, because there's a glaring omission from the women's Iron Survivor match And if Lola got involved, it could cost her her spot, and that person could get inserted. Me and Walter were surprised that one of his other baby mamas, Miss Parker, isn't an Iron Survivor with the years she's had.
John Cena picked
Because
them.
if you want to be honest, Jada Parker's had a better year than Nola Vice has.
Who has more exposure?
True, but who has more wins?
The jury is out.
I believe Miss Parker does.
I have to look at the records. They're probably pretty close.
But
that's not here to continue.
As much as I would love to see Mr. Iguana win the championship, because I can just see the marketing now and the action figure of Mr. Iguana with the title belt, with the La Yesca in it as the accessory, and I would go out and buy it in a heartbeat.
Nope.
Put it right next to my Chase University set here with Thea Hale.
So glad I don't spend money on action figures.
The championship is staying around the waist of Mr. All Ego. Ethan
Very
Page.
good. All right, I'm scared. Before I go to one of Dominguez's, here is the other half from Randy Orton to John Cena, vice versa, to Arlene, who failed to beat her brother in WWE, but is still kicking everybody's ass in NXT. Arlene Dominguez has finally joined the fray after a period of time pursuing higher education and saving lives. Arlene, welcome back to City Predicting. It is good to see you once again. How you feel about NXT Deadline? We are currently talking about Ollie Page versus Mr. Iguana, and we start off talking about the NXT Championship. Please lend your thoughts towards this match, the previous match, your thoughts overall. And welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Like I said when I did my predictions, if you remember, I said I was nowhere near gonna win, so I was gonna do some weird picks. I
Of
already
course you
knew
were.
going in. I already knew going in that I wasn't gonna win, so that is why I had already was okay with the fact that I wasn't gonna beat my brother because I knew how many he was ahead of me. Even if I would have picked all the ones that he had picked, he would still be in two ahead of me. So either way,
Yeah, that's not a here nor
that's
there.
beside the
Again,
point.
yeah, congrats to Mano. He beat you by 7 points in that league. Continue.
So yeah. Anyways, going back to this match, I don't see Ethan Page losing this match, so he's gonna retain. As for the other match before, I might be on that sick bug like my brother. I think Oba's gonna win the championship. And here's why.
Hell.
And here's why. It doesn't make sense that you just brought back Oba just to call him up. Why didn't they just call him up automatically instead of having him go back to NXT just so he can lose again to Ricky Starks and then get called up? Does not make sense.
Definitive. Freaking definitive. Billy and Oscar did the same damn shit when Oscar beat Billy for the title. It's an old tripe as old as the My NXT. What?
And there's a reason, like I said, there's a reason that this match is starting first. Either Oba loses and he somehow gets himself involved in that fight match, or Ricky Saints gets involved. But there's a reason why this match in particular is first. One of them is going to lose and they're going to insert themselves into that 5-man. And most likely, out of all those 5 that are there, guess who's going to be the odd man out? I think it's the guy from Dark State, Dion Slater. That's his name, right?
Lennox, but you
Lennox.
know what? I'm not gonna botch you because I accept the name thing because who the hell cares? Continue.
Yeah. Well, anyways, he's gonna replace the guy from Dark State. Whoever it is. There's a reason, like I said, there's a reason why this match is first, and that person's gonna end up attacking someone from Dark State and inserting themselves into this match, and they're gonna win it.
I saw Walter's hand because I figured you just opened up a whole can of worms. And the fact that Walter came on camera and raised his hand shows me that you Walter, have you saw her anything? Go ahead and talk.
No,
like
I
to see you
haven't.
folks.
But if they did what she would say, if anything, I don't think they would take Lennox out of it. They would take Leon Slater. They would Coffee Kingston him. They would have Oba beat the shit out of him and take his spot because they wouldn't put the shine on the TNA star like that. I'm hoping that wouldn't happen, but if your scenario happened, that'd be the one he'll replace. He'll beat the shit out of Leon Slater.
They already fucked up the friggin' Bound for Glory match. I mean, he's been pretty much prime target number one. So, yeah, that's my thought on that. And I don't need to see a Kofi Kingston moment here where an ultimate opportunist that actually was valued by namesake for that going into this type of match. All right. Anyway, well, thank you for that, Arlene. And that just leaves what the fuck am I dealing with here tonight? That just leaves a manual. Let's see if we can pull another manual card. But then again, if he and his sister are on the same page, I might be in for even a bigger reason to take freaking ibuprofen. Manuel, go ahead and round this out. Oliver Page or Mr. Iguana. Who do you got? Fuck.
Well, Charles is the only one who's going to pull in Manuel. Like, in this match, it's Ethan Page. Ethan Page is going to win this one and regain the title. There's no reason. There's no reason for Mr. O'Brien to win this title. It'd be funny and hilarious for him to win the title, like a Gilbert type of round. But no. Sorry, no.
All right, thank you. I'm so glad someone had some sense. JJ, I think I did see, I acknowledge your hand was up for a moment. There's something else that you wanted to say regarding everything Arlene said or what Walter said. So again, sometimes you and Walter share a brain.
No, I was just going to say that I think Arlene was getting Dion Lennox and Leon Slater mixed up and combining the two to make Dion Slater.
That's a horrible fusion like the fat goatees from Dragon Ball Z. I said what I said. All right. Well done, everybody. Thank you for that. So the score for that.
Do you really want to open up the door to anime again? I still have my Jigglypuff right here.
Don't start with me. Don't you start with me.
You're the one bringing up Dragon Ball Z. Are you sure you want to go down this road again?
Moving on.
Jay just got you there. So I gave you the side eye when he said that. It's like, you really want to open this box?
I don't consider Pokemon anime. I consider Pokemon something that should have died a long time ago.
Something!
Damn it! When you fucking put eyes on a damn object and call it a creature. Fuck television.
Okay.
And you want to speak something else, sort of anime, maybe some live action anime. A more phenomenal guest will be joining us when we get to TNA.
That I actually respect, because I respect to then stay tuned for when it's wrestling time, and she teleports in from the command center. Thank you very much for that, JJ. A teaser of things to come. All right, well, let's go ahead and get going through this. And we got a deadline to keep up with this program, especially with NXT, considering she doesn't work Tuesdays. But all these people do. So let's go ahead and talk about one of the two Iron Survivor challenges. Ladies first, let's talk about who John Cena, that's right, folks, John Cena selected this year's men and women's Iron Survivor Challenge fields. None of them qualified except for Miles Bourne against Trick Williams, thankfully. In the men, for those that don't know, this is a special assigned match by NXT. Here are the rules. In an Iron Survivor Challenge, it's a 25-minute time limit. The clock counts up from 0 to 25, with 5 superstars competing to become number one contender, I imagine, for the World Championship. Two superstars start the match. Every 5 minutes thereafter, a new superstar will enter until all competitors are in the ring. Falls can be won at any time via pinfall, submission, or disqualification. When a superstar scores a fall, they will earn a point. When a superstar loses a fall, that superstar is forced out of the ring and into a penalty box for 90 seconds before they can re-enter the match. The superstar has scored the most falls when the clock hits 25 minutes and the deadline is met will be named the Iron Survivor and will become the number one contender for, in this case, the NXT Women's Championship held by the WTF of the Year, Jessie Jane. As we, of course, saw this past Tuesday at the Summit, and again, we saw Fatal Influence. Yeah, real Fatal Influence. Fucking my ass. Anyway, Fatal Influence, call it what the fuck you will. Oh, and thank you for that. I'm just doing some private notes here. Of course, we got Kendall Gray, who is still the Evolve champion, whatever the fuck that show's worth on Evolve. I guess it gets more viewers than NWA. Lola Vice, who, again, Walter, for some reason, she still hasn't won the big one yet. So Ruka, who's MVP, VIP, most valuable player, most successful player in the NXT women's roster, I think, this calendar year, if not overall most recently in Evolve and Develop. Kalani Jordan, who looks to prove that she can do anything, former NXT Women's North American champion, former TNA Knockouts world champion, who lost that to Lei Ling Lee in triple threat action alongside the person standing next to her that she actually be in 1-1 action. Jordan Grace. Now, of course, this is not all 5 of these women's first time involvement, I believe, in the Iron Survivor challenge. I'm pretty sure Soruka was in the one last year, but someone can fact check me on that. But either way, folks, you are looking at who John Cena basically deemed the future. Now, I will say this about what happened this past Tuesday night. In a trios match, Kendall Gray, Lola Vice, and Soruka did get the better of Fatal Influence, with Soruka snatching Jessie Jane Show for the win. Shortly afterwards, she hanged 10 and celebrated. Zarya speared the Evolve Women's Champion, although I think Zarya had a whole different target. And don't think Zarya will not be too far away from this. So who wipes out, who meets the deadline, who rises to the occasion and becomes this year's Women's Iron Survivor? You each get one pick because it's only because it's less than 6, and that's how things go in these multi-person matches. Good luck. That being said, Arlene, you will kick things off. Who you have this year as the Women's Iron Survivor?
I might cause you to get an ibuprofen with my pick. I think Kendall Gray's gonna win it.
Kendall Gray is one of those superstars that have impressed me, I will say. And Wen Sinclair apparently has
And
also endorsed her. Wen Sinclair, of course, who went last year in the Iron Survivor Challenge, though. So hopefully Wen Sinclair gives her tips to hopefully not give her a goose egg. But that being said, I've actually liked Kendall Gray. I think she has a very bright future. I just think Evolve is absolutely pointless. Continue. You wait till she's
oh,
done.
anyways, and here's my reason. I think Zarya's gonna cause Soul. That's why I don't think Soul's gonna win it.
Mm-hmm.
We already had Lola versus
Jesse
JC
Jane.
already.
Don't
JC
make
Jane.
Walter rage again.
We already had Jordan Grace lose to her. And then I don't see them going heel versus heel. Who do you have left? This is why I think Kendall Gray is gonna win. Because everybody else has already had a chance and they're not. I mean they could. I'm not saying they can't. They can have a heel versus heel, but I don't see them going that way. So that is why I'm going with Kendall Gray.
Okay, I like that. An interesting start for the point here. I'm curious if we're going to get 5 different results or how many might be the same. That being said, Jay, I saw your hand. You have something to say, so you may go next. You can go ahead and give your picks, lend your thoughts to what Arlene said. Who you got as the Women's Iron Survivor?
You can go to whoever you want to. I was just raising my hand because you asked to be fact checked. Sol Ruka was in last year's Women's Iron Survivor. Kaylani was in the 2023 Iron Survivor. All the others are new participants.
That 2023 Iron Survivor is such a vague memory anymore for so many reasons.
Lola wasn't in last year because her and Jada had a one-on-one match.
Okay, I thought they were on the same card. I wasn't sure. Thank you for that. All right. Well,
you can go to whoever you want. I just wanted to get that fact out there because you asked to be checked.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Because again,
and Stat Boy's not here, so you know.
Yeah, and again, Statboy approves your work. And again, follow Statboy when it covers Monday Night Football. And I do believe in the integrity of statistics when it comes to the participants in these special matches that I actually do give a damn about. Again,
I do have one other question. Do we only get 1 pick or 2 since this is a 5-person match?
1. We only do 2 picks on matches with at least 6 participants, and that goes for anything.
I wasn't sure if it was 6 or more, or if it was 5 or more, so that's why I was asking.
You're fine. It's 6 or more. Thank you for that, JJ. I'll come to you later because I'm sure you'll have a lot to say towards this. And of course, you deem this the most evolved, deft women's division right now on the Western Front. Jury is out whether or not he's right or wrong, but as far as the degree, he's 110% correct. All right, that being said, let's go to Charles next. Fudge it. I'm just going to go literally tick, 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 counterclockwise. Charles, who you guys this year's Women's Iron Survivor? Arlene gave some very key points. You do look at the facets here of presentation from left to right: face, kind of face, heel, and Jordan Grace, anomaly, who's done absolutely nothing in NXT. But I would say babyface if nothing else. So who's your pick for this year's Women's Iron Survivor? Knowing Jessie Jane's waiting on the other side.
Blow of ice and move on.
Wow. Damn. That was sudden and quick. Okay. I like it. Sometimes you just literally like, name, move on. Someone tells me he's still probably going to change his pick because I know. And again, before I continue, your picks are not final until 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday night. After that, they're in. So make sure you hit submit on the form because I know some people don't know a submit button exists on that, and it kind of irks me. It's a form for Pete's sake. Anyway, all right, Emmanuel, you're up next. Who you got as the Women's Iron Survivor? We got a Kendall Gray, we got a Lola Vice. Do you agree with either of them, or do you have someone else in mind?
This is a hard one, to be honest, because how many more chances are you to give Lola Vice, to be honest? And just make her just Charlie Brown it.
Hey. Think without.
Whoa, Walter's ready. About to be engaged.
Do keep in mind. Do keep in mind, Emmanuel, we have the creator of Charlie Brown sitting right next to you, Charles Schultz.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Damn it, JJ. You literal idiot.
Look, JJ was. I was waiting for.
I got it right.
Because I was going to do it. JJ was going to do it. I was waiting for it.
I'm sure you were. I think we know what you need to change your avatar to. Anyway, Emmanuel, continue.
But yeah, Charlie Brown, her kick and just that in her back, 1, 2, 3. So I gave up on Lola Vice, sadly.
Damn.
It's a sad truth. It's like once, shame on you, NXT. Do it twice, shame on you. That's your me. Yeah.
Wow, Emmanuel. Words are hard, folks. Also, botch. Yeah. Words are hard, folks. Get by the shirt. EvanKalen.com. Anyway,
like I said, not really 100%, but you get my point.
Anyways, fair enough. Anyway, you eliminated one, so you got 4 left.
I believe it's gonna be Soruka. Like there has to be a reason why they separated her with Zarya. Like, who was Zarya's original target? Like, it was a Willie Soul, and if it is Soul, then that's a pretty much good matchup. But it's not necessarily to be in an NXT deadline. So let's cross that off. It's not because I originally going to say Soruka, but let's take that off. Who else is? So what makes sense is like Kalani Dirt, but she's still getting heat. She's still being a bad guy. So you could cross her off. So you'd be like, make your point, Emmanuel. Make your point. Jordan Grace.
Okay, so he literally just flip-flopped on me and went to the Juggernaut. All right.
Yes.
Okay. I don't think I sense any logic in that whatsoever. It was just Jordan Grace. And at the end of the day, it's a third name. Okay, well, while you trigger Walter, let's go to Walter next and see if he actually does agree still that he is, I'll let him say the word because I'll show the graphic real quick. If he believes that it's her time and this might be her moment, and it's a third time's the charm. Well, Walter, I mean, you've been alongside this ride with that particular person since she left MMA and been involved in NXT and is undefeated in Underground. Kendall Gray, the newest girl on the scene, we're being quite honest here, have been impressing us, obviously, and impressed John Cena, the newly evolved women's champion. Congrats to her, by the way. At least that title's worth more than the Speed Championship. And as far as Zarya and Soruko's relationship go, oh, well, you know, WWE breaks up another women's tag team. Gee, where have I seen that done before in this company? That being said, Shayna Baszler, you caught it. God, no one listens to freaking Queen of Space, most definitive champion in NXT women's history. That's saying Asuka. Anyway, that being said, I do think Zarya was aiming for Soruka ever since the whole thing with Zarya trying to save Soruka from herself at freaking Gold Rush when Blake Monroe, the glamour, was literally turning her freaking leg into a triangle. And also following that, Zarya lost the Speed Championship against Fallon Henry, who holds the Speedometer sticker. And we've seen the tensions develop since then. And that spear, if it wasn't for Lola Vice, Soruka would have been wiped out, in my opinion. There was no doubt in my mind that was in Zarya's crosshairs. It feels like to me they're finally going to try and do something with Zarya as a single star, but does that lead to Zarya contra Soruka here or after the fact? And that might be something we got to think about here while we're trying to write Soruka off. And let's be honest here. WWE, for all their storytelling in NXT about aggressive nature, they don't give a fuck most of the time about heel versus face. Hell, they barely got face division as for the men, even if we're being honest here. All right, so try and get that out of your damn minds why they gave JC Drain the damn championship 2 times already this year. That being said, Walter, go ahead. Your pick on the Women's Iron Survivor match. Just some food for thought.
Do you really have to ask who I'm going for? I'm not going to go against who I always pick. Mamacita. But
There it is.
Emmanuel, I know what you were saying, but think about how many times Jordan Grace had a shot too. I mean, I know a lot of them were triple threats and things, but she's been having a lot of chances and can't win the big one either. And Kalani just lost the TNA one, so I wouldn't doubt her with that one. And the Evolve champ, I don't think she's ready for that much, even though she's actually quite impressive.
Mhm.
But so I'm saying Lola's gonna do it, and then she's gonna finally be able to win the big one. Hopefully,
This is
so I don't have a
very
heart attack.
about to say Walter and I will be on the
Um,
calls for that. Stay tuned, folks. So if Walter dies on the air, someone have 911 on standby.
It'll
Because
be
as soon as that
entertaining.
God. Walter, we need you, bro. Control yourself.
Hey,
Okay.
it's views. It's views.
You know what? You're not entertained by somebody dying on the air. Jesus Christ Almighty. Arlene, I see our hand before we go to JJ. This is interesting. We literally have 4 of the 5 picked. I like this. Arlene, you start things off with Kendall Gray, but based on what you've heard so far, you got something to say now? What's on your mind before we go to JJ?
No, I'm just worried about Walter. If his wife is right there, she's not bringing him back. So you're gonna have to call 911 for him.
JJ, how
Make
far is
sure, Walter, that you don't have a high life insurance, okay?
oh
If it's
god.
worth a lot of money, she ain't saving you. Ain't the fact that it's Lola.
And you're in California, and this is the money that Walter Cruz will be losing on health insurance. All right, moving on. God. JJ, I lost my train of thought. Well, JJ, this is interesting. You got a lot of food for thought. You've had 4 different picks. One name has not been mentioned. So let's go ahead and get your food for thought now, man. Who's your women's Iron Survivor this year in the Iron Survivor Challenge? Good luck.
All right. So I'm not using conventional methodry here.
That's probably a wise idea, honestly.
I feel that there's reasons why certain people haven't won the big one yet. And I tend to lean towards Emmanuel's logic as to who's going to win. But I'm picking the Juggernaut based off of location. Jordan Grace is from Austin, Texas.
Ball.
They're in San Antonio.
Oh, shoot.
Kendall Gray is from Las Vegas, Nevada. Sol Ruka, though billed from Honolulu, Hawaii, was actually born in Ontario, California.
Yeah, she's definitely a California girl.
One is from Miami, Florida. The other one's from Baton Beach, Florida. And then you got the Juggernaut from Dallas, Texas. They're giving this match to Jordan. She's going to get that huge hometown pop. She's probably going to have family there showing up to show out for her. And then when we get to the match at New Year's Evil, she will finally get the belt. That way they can use the name of Jordan Grace to build up to Stand and Deliver. While I think her claiming the belt at Stand and Deliver would be even better, she's getting the title shot before then. And I don't think if she loses her next one-on-one opportunity, they may as well never give her the belt. So she has to get it the next time. And we were all shocked when the titles changed hands at New Year's Evil this year.
Yep.
History will repeat itself.
Oh.
And just for a funny haha, I loaded this in for next time we have to deal with Walter on one of these.
Mamacita.
you want some Latino heat?
Copyright, non-copyright. Damn it, non-copyright. Yeah, about to say, freaking Walter's gonna have a whole new intro now. Ninth one, JJ. Oh, the leg. I loca, freaking mamacita. All right. Anyway, freaking George Lopez up in here eventually. All right. That being said, he went with Jordan Grace. A lot of interesting points. If Jordan Grace shows up in Dallas Cowboy colors, she's not winning. The Dallas Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl since 1990s. I'm just saying. All right. That's the only sports fact you're getting out of me tonight, by the way. And the only reason I know that is because my best friend, God bless his soul, his family are diehard Dallas Cowboy fans. I feel bad for them. Anyway, moving on from there. That's not here nor there, as I'm indifferent to sports. But I will be covering the Super Bowl with Statboy Mikey again, as people like me yelling, flag! So stay tuned for more on that, whoever the fuck it is. Hopefully not the Philadelphia Eagles. I've heard enough of that bullshit. Probably my most overrated team in the NFL. But then again, what do I know? I don't watch football. All right. Well, that being said, Jordan Grace, Lola Vice, Soruka, and Kendall Gray. The only person that hasn't been picked here is Kalani Jordan. Maybe she can't do anything. What, Charles? You got your hand up real quick. You got something to say?
So I'm back with Walter. So, and I do expect Lola to get the belt as well. To JJ's point about opportunities, just multiple chances, and also this is the same company that didn't have Lola win win a match in front of her family, so you can't. I wouldn't trust NXT to do that with Jordan here.
He's got you there, bro. All right. Well, you guys give a lot of food for thought. First and foremost, Kalani Jordan's an outsider now of her own locker room. She ain't winning. Whoop. I don't know if technical difficulties happened or Charles said something to spiral that out of control. Let's go ahead and bring the man back in here. Yeah. It's a power of the darkness. It's a darkness, Golo. All right. Well, let the spinning wheel turn. What goes up must come down. That being said, while he figures that out, I'm going to say I don't think Kalani Jordan's winning. Jordan Grace needs to win, in my opinion. Lola Vice, this might be her only avenue left towards the championship. Kendall Gray, this is a trial by fire. She's going to come out and show out, much like when Sinclair was our wild card last year who tried to show out, though she scored 0. I think Kendall Gray is going to impress, but I don't think she's going to win. I got to look at Soruka. At the end of the day, despite the fact with the fallout with Zarya, I think Soruka is the front runner right now to go after the championship next. Hell, she snatched the NXT Women's Champion's soul. So that tells me right there, quote unquote, she's due for an opportunity. I think this is the way you do it. And she also has Iron Survivor experience. And while the story is there with Zarya, I don't think Zarya screws her here. I think Zarya hurts her the most when it matters. And that's when she pursues the championship and causes Soruka to wipe out. Honestly, I can see Zarya and Soruka Vengeance Day, if not Stand and Deliver. It writes itself. But for that to happen, I think Soruka right now starts her own journey across the tides to the NXT Women's Championship after holding the NXT Women's North American Championship. I had Soruka as soon as she was announced. She's been my front runner for this women's division probably this calendar year. So I'm going with Soruka. All right. Well, that being said, we got 2 Sorukas. Matt, good to see you before we move on. Manuel, I do see your hand. And I love the fact that everybody here had very partisan opinions and very dynamic thoughts on this field. Goes to show again that this match actually does fucking matter. Man, we got to real quick before we move on.
Just to pick on John Cena, it wasn't that much of a hard pick, John Cena. Don't give me that crap that you thought long and hard about picking those 5 women. Give me a break. Don't start with me, John Cena.
Oh,
we always knew those 5 girls were going to be the future of NXT. Come on.
Well, I'm pissed he didn't pick Jada Parker.
To be fair, JD was talking about that a moment ago. And Jada, do you want to add something to that?
I do want to say the biggest surprise for me as far as the Women's Iron Survivor is the fact that there's no TNA representation. We have a TNA talent in the Men's Iron Survivor, Leon Slater.
To your point.
But we don't have any women from TNA in the women's Iron Survivor.
No.
You know, Danny Luna lost tonight. Zaya Brookside's going after the Knockouts title. Danny Luna could have been in here.
Yeah.
We could have thrown Indy Hartwell in here. Could have put Steph DeLander in here. You know, there's a number of women over on the TNA side of things that could have been factored into this Iron Survivor match.
Killer Kelly.
Jody Threat.
Keep going.
Yeah, what they should have did was have the TNA representation in the men's and then the Triple I representation in the women. They could have did that too.
There you go. Have Mystery Iguana's mixed tag team partner that lost the belt in this match, since Mystery Iguana's got a match for the North American title.
Fabi Apache's also another shout out. She's a familiar name in AAA, of course. And of course, Natty has a pinfall win over her, but she's also been involved in your NXT.
So, you know, that was the biggest surprise with me, was that there was no TNA representation. And yes, you can argue Jordan Grace, since she came from TNA to NXT, but she's branded NXT now. She is a WWE girl.
Much like someone in this match. All right. Well, again, John Cena, hindsight's 2020. I do believe that John Cena picked a very worthy, unique, awesome to watch field for this year's Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. Good luck to all 5. But at the end of the day, Saruka, may you hang 10 and score the win. Don't wipe out on me. All right. Well, good job, everybody, talking about that. Now we talk about something. What are you doing, dude? Oh, my goodness. That being said, moving. Yes, man, I see your hand real quick. No John Cena and Soto. I'm cutting you off this feed.
No, Charles wanted to go next. That's why I was pointing him.
I didn't see Charles. Go ahead, Charles.
You're pointing the wrong way.
Yeah.
You can say wrong way there, Manuel. And also to JJ's point, and also Walter bringing up the Triple I thing. You could have added Mr. Iguana's mixed tag partner because of the tension between Lola Vice and that person as well. So you could have had an interesting story and the Women's Iron Survivor.
I didn't know there was tension with her and Lola Vice, but okay, that's fair enough.
There is. So
yeah, the few shows that we've done, the AAA shows, Lola was always teaming with Mr. Iguana instead of Fabi Apache. So there was a little bit of jealousy there.
And I watched the AAA shows by itself. It's on David's channel. More teas and more issues starring the grill. So they could have just done that to make sense.
To be fair, you might just set up what's his Mamacita to get screwed during this match, though, too, with all that in mind.
And I'm surprised that, you know, Chase U's honor student Thea Hale isn't in here.
Well, the jury is out. All right, moving on. Keep holding out, brother. I'm just going to tell you, keep holding out. All right, well, at least someone believes in her besides JJ. Now let's go ahead and move into a match where someone thought they had belief in a family and it turned into a bittersweet tragedy. What happens when a tortured soul has nothing to lose and wants you to feel every bit of pain that you have given her? That is the revenge story right now of the living incarnate of Daphne. Tatum Paxley. Tatum Paxley, the former NXT Women's Champion, versus Izzy Dame. Izzy Dame, who, of course, basically talked about how Tatum Paxley was weak. And we all knew Izzy Dame. She had to fix in the whole time to try and get the NXT Women's Championship, if not control of it. Part of the calling, whatever that's worth. And, of course, we saw this past Tuesday night on NXT, Izzy Dame sitting where she used to be, part of this former family, saying that she's afraid now of what she has to do as she looks to make her feel every bit of pain that she made her feel. With a darker demeanor in mind and a broken heart, there's no telling how dangerous Tatum Paxley can become and what Izzy Dame is going to be feeling the wrath of. I'm a little bit intrigued by this match, but I don't like Izzy Dame's chances. And at this point, I don't know what to make of Tatum Paxley. Also, I prove my point. Halloween Havoc doesn't mean jack shit. That being said, this singles match now is a thing, and it's happening. It's our only singles grudge bout of the night, not regarding a championship. So let's go around the horn and see what y'all think what the future holds for Pauling's former family member, and let's call it what it is. NXT Women's Division lonely soul desperate for a friend. Desire by curiosity no longer there. We'll go to Walter to kick things off here with this match. Walter, Tim Paxley, Izzy Dave, what's your thoughts on this grudge bout? Who you got?
I'm s- I'm scared of what Tatum Paxley's gonna do. Um, I think it's set up for her to win. As a matter of fact, she might go to her past and her frenemies, and Wendy Chu might return, so that she has backing against the calling. But yeah, I think Tatum wins this one. But this ain't gonna be the first. They're gonna have at least 3 matches. It's gonna keep going. So this is only gonna be the first one. I think I'm thinking more with my heart because my brain is saying that Izzy's gonna win the first one, and then they're gonna keep the rivalry going over and over again for at least three matches. But I'll stick to Tatum for now.
I'm going to agree with you and say Tatum gets it here unless she gets disqualified and just wants to inflict pain on Izzy Dame. Because at the end of the day, Tatum wants revenge, not redemption, not sweet victory. She wants revenge. And I think that's key. And with the fact that the next stop is New Year's Eve, though, the evil of Tatum Paxley is sure to be unleashed within the next month or so. Just some food for thought. But I do agree with you, Walter. I do have Tam Paxley winning because I feel kind of sorry for her, actually. And as I wear all black and have a black heart at times, I usually don't show sympathy for stuff like this or people. That being said, 2 for Tatum. All right, Charles, let's go to you next. What you got to say regarding this grudge bout and Tatum Paxley's bittersweet sorrow that she's facing?
I am actually going to with Daisy to win this because of one simple reason what this is going to lead to. And it involves Tatum involved, and good thing Walter brought up Wendy. I am not going to be surprised if this is going to lead with Izzy versus Tatum one more time or final time in the second ever women's casket match in WWE history.
I didn't figure about that.
Just saying, it probably makes the most sense where this is going to go.
Well, I mean, hey, when Wendy Chu was put in the casket on NXT, she ended up in TNA. Then Rosemary put her to sleep, and now she's stuck in Evolve Purgatory. So I guess Izzy Dame could be stuck in the Evolve Purgatory or the Undead Realm. So fair shout.
It's pretty much it's where I expect this feud's going to go. With Tatum involved, it's probably going to end in a casket match.
Interesting thought. Fair enough. All right. Let's go to JJ next here. JJ, Izzy Dame. I don't fully understand the whole character dynamic and her and the calling, kind of being the decider of things as of late, not Sean Spears' right hand, methodical poet. But at the end of the day, she now has herself involved in this opportunity that she self-made where she's on deadline. So there's that. But I do think that eventually somebody that's bullied needs to get their comeuppance. So what do you think happens here in this grudge bout?
I'm with Charles. I think this goes to Izzy. I don't think there's any point in going past this match if Tatum wins. If Tatum wins, rivalry's over.
Is it?
It should be. The good guy got the revenge for the betrayal.
JJ, you've seen enough movies, series,
I have.
sequels. You know the good guy wins once. It's not over necessarily.
But the good guy wins in the end.
Most times. You're right. Most
What
times.
What happened in Infinity War? Thanos snapped away half of existence. He won.
He did.
What happened in The Empire Strikes Back?
A spoiler alert, by the way, folks, for those that have not watched movies as old as time itself. Continue.
What happened in The Empire Strikes Back? Vader won.
Yeah, I was saying, someone else would answer that. I've never seen Star Wars. All right. I get it. I get it. I get it.
I'm just saying. The villains tend to win in the beginning in order for there to be a sequel or even turn it into a trilogy so that the hero can get theirs in the end.
Well, I mean, hey, the best women's storyline, women's wrestling history, the Glamour. Ryan May versus Thomas Tony Storm. It started last year at All In, and it turned into a trilogy to your point, but it was Thomas Tony Storm that got the 2 wins back to back in the end. Didn't start with it. So you may have a point, but this is also WWE, and I don't know if they can handle saying a great women's story. All
But
right.
it's Triple H's WWE, not Vince McMahon's WWE.
And this is HBK's NXT.
Okay, but it's still Triple H as the executive producer.
Mm.
Let's go to your NXT. Bailey and Sasha.
All right. Definitive case, the first match that made me believe that WWE can actually book professional wrestling, damn it. 2016
Was that not
Chicago,
Triple
Brooklyn.
H's booking? Triple
It was.
H's NXT?
It was.
Okay.
All
So,
right. Well,
Your
we'll see.
Honor, I rest my case.
All right. We'll see. We'll
I
see. Well,
defer my time to Walter.
about to say, the court recognizes the rage of wrestling. Walter Cruz, who already actually pleaded his case, so botch on your part, so overrule. That being said, let's go down to Arlene now to get her thoughts on this match. Arlene, Easy Dane, Tim Paxley, what do you guys say regarding this grudge bout, round one with these two? Who put that up?
I agree with JJ and Charles. Izzy's gonna win. You have Izzy and then two other people, Sean Spears and sorry, I don't know the other guy's name.
No
It's
one
okay, I
cares.
don't either.
Okay, good.
Trevor Coley.
Anyways, so Izzy in the sorry, not botch for on my count. I meant
Yeah, about to say, that's three
Tatum.
now.
Tatum doesn't have two other people in her corner.
No.
Maybe Lyra can join her corner, but besides that, she needs another person to help with the interference. Right? So it's like, and like JJ and Charles brought up, you need to be able to continue this feud. And like JJ said, if Tatum wins, where do you go with Izzy now? She just got beat by Tatum. Like so it's like to me it doesn't make sense.
I just think that
You
the
have to have another
decision.
match.
I
So
get
it's like
that. In this, I don't think the decision matters considering the match was just fucking made on Tuesday. I think it's about the statement. So disqualification, it screams disqualification to me. When all at the end of the day, Tatum's saying that she is going to be literally let off the chain or out of the straitjacket. Hell, this might lead to a straitjacket match for all I know. There's another first for you. I do see this escalating, but who needs to be declared in the decision the winner versus in statement or physical punishment the victor? That's my thing. You guys are making me second guess myself, and I fucking hate that. That being said, Emmanuel, it's 3-2 right now. Where do you stand in this? Easy Dan or Tam Paxley?
Well, first of all, I kind of hate the fact that Tatum lost the title because I
would
felt
rant.
this.
Don't make me rant because you want me to trash Halloween Havoc and did you want me to say those three words that pissed me off? You almost made me believe that this brand. Go ahead, Emmanuel. Not here nor there. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I agree. It's just like one of those things. Like this feud seems like a stand and deliver match. They could have stretched this out, type of deal. But I don't know. For some reason, they pulled the trigger too soon. This feud doesn't seem like a deadline pay per view worthy match. I feel like I said, this is a deadline like a standard deliver match.
You would think deadline would be the end of the line for these two.
Yeah. So, but I agree with JJ. Like I think the Tatum emotion gets the best of her. She gets DQ'd, and Easy wins it that way. I hate to end a pay per view match that way in the DQ, but Tatum gets so enraged and mad that she get herself disqualified. I could see that happening, and that's how you book the New Year Evo and put a stipulation match. That way, this time she won't get DQ this time, and she does her try and get her revenge the proper way, not the the easy way out type of way. So for me,
I mean,
like
yeah.
for like I said, for me, I thought Easy Dane versus Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's Championship would be perfect for Deadline. I mean, Deadline. You see, I'm not saying at Stand and Deliver would make more sense, but no, they didn't. Like, there's no reason for um, what's her name? Like
Jesse Jane.
Jason Jane. Thank you. To
Sounds
get
a
the title
relative.
back. Yeah, because her first run was okay. It was what it was, but to have her second reign again is like, what's the purpose? Like, what? How much mileage do you have in her? Like,
Especially when she already got her ass kicked and her soul snatched. Yeah, you're a real strong champion once again, and so is your faction.
So yeah, like, it's like one of those things. Like, you making this faction look jokeable at this point. Like,
Oh,
I know, but it's even more of a joke because of the new recruitment. She's like acting like the boss, like, and they're both like going, all right, I guess she's part of the faction now, without no argument or discussion.
let's be
She's
honest
just
here.
there.
The only manageable piece of this faction that's not holding the world championship and should be is Fallon Henry, and I'm gonna stand by that mountain until it freaking collapses. But I'm just going to say this. You make a lot of good points, y'all, but Tatum Paxley saying, I'm afraid of what I'm going to do. Fuck all you. Fine, I change. I do think this is going to escalate a New Year's Evil where both these women are going to show the evil within each other in a stipulation. Straight jacket, casket, no disqualification, first blood if NXT's bold enough. I do think that Tam Paxley is going to win. You convinced me. What or not? No, like fuck me. I do think Izzy Dan's going to be rendered the decision winner. I'm going to go with the majority here. You guys convinced me. And Walter, he dropped off. He must have lost in a Mortal Kombat. Failed to answer the 10 count in the pit. Yes, JJ, I see your hand. What do you guys say real quick?
To Emmanuel's point about stretching this out to Stand and Deliver, one of them wins here. The other one wins at New Year's Evil. Vengeance Day goes to a no contest.
No contest.
Double disqualification. Match gets thrown out. Something. We already did the gimmick. Don't do it.
No, I'm not doing the gimmick. I'm trying to wrap my head around that.
So the Vengeance Day match, that's why come Stand and Deliver, you get the stipulation.
You think they could really push this out to April?
I think they could. If they do it right.
Last woman standing. 10 count. Easy way out.
There you go. Vengeance Day. Last woman standing. Neither woman answers the 10 count. No decision.
Okay. Okay.
A casket match seems like a weaker stip than a last woman standing match. But, it goes like Charles presented with Tatum's theme. The only other thing that would be similar would be a Buried Alive match.
Oh, God.
And I don't think they're going to do Buried Alive at Stand and Deliver. But
no.
a casket match, you can get married, divorced, and buried all in Las Vegas in 24 hours.
Damn. Sounds like you've been literally reading the stories of Las Vegas, or you've literally heard them firsthand happen.
I went to Vegas a lot when I was a child, and I like a good mobster movie. I know about Benjamin Bugsy Siegel. I've seen Casino. It's my number 2 favorite film of all time.
Okay.
There's a lot of problems buried in holes in the desert. I'm just going to leave it there.
I mean,
and a member of our extended team almost got buried in the desert for being a dumbass.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
And that stat is approved.
Yes, Silverman approved, as I've heard the story multiple times over. All right. Well, that being said, the final score stands. Walter, you're the odd one out. Tam Paxley was only picked by you. They swayed me. I went with Izzy Dame. So good luck. You might need that point, bro. All right. Well, good job, everybody. We had a lot of great talks.
Everybody is Avatar Man except for you and I, Noah.
Go figure, because we're the only ones that are literally willing to show our faces on camera and sit upright in a chair. Again, I don't judge, just saying. All right, that being said, we've had a lot of great talk. I see Arlene's lovely demeanor. What, Arlene, you got something else to say, or you just wanted to show your pretty face?
No, in my defense, I was eating, so I didn't want anyone to see me eat. Because I just
Fair
got
That's
home
why
enough.
from
me and
work.
JJ go off. That's fair. You're
Fair
respectful.
enough, Arlene.
Yeah,
I was
she has
just making the
reason.
haha because
It was.
everybody had like an avatar.
I'm about to say, if you want to just join the avatar crowd for a moment, boop, there we go. All right, let's go ahead.
Hey,
All right.
Walter changed the damn avatar so it doesn't have my comic. Hold on a second, so we can all be in unison here. There we go.
Okay, now, welcome to the Avatar panel. We've had a lot of great fun, a lot of great talk, right? Great discussion, a lot of great pictures. Let's go ahead and move right into our. All right, that's enough. Let's go ahead and move right into what most likely will be our main event, which will be the men's Iron Survivor Challenge. Considering this will open, I think it's very poetic that this should close it. Let's talk about who Johnson to pick for the future of the NXT men's division. Again, folks, here's your Iron Survivor rules. I am not going to be like a broken record, and repeat exactly what it said. You see it right there. Everyone should be able to read at this point. If you can't, get an education, bro. Let's go ahead and move on to the men's Iron Survivor Challenge. John Cena has picked Miles Bourne, who overcame Trick Williams. And might I add, Miles Bourne won the 8-man tag against Retribution against, that shit. Pissed me off into my shit of fucking names. This past Tuesday on NXT, and he will get to pick his spot in this match. He has not declared what number he will be. The X Division champion, Leon Slater, the youngest in charge, that fucking dude. Jay Von Evans, your boy is bouncy. And the newest official signing to NXT, 250 pounds of pure elevation. They answer all Lies questions. And of course, we all believe in him. And his name, of course, is Joe Hendry.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yes!
Do you
Fucking hell.
believe?
Of course I believe. You know I believe in him since
I believe.
WCW. All right. That being said, yes. All right, fine. Do you believe? That's the only time you're getting that.
Now, if only we could get you to believe in Chase University.
Never.
Yes.
Never.
Yes.
Never. You got a better chance of Noah by Elegance happening than freaking me believing in Chase University.
Dear
And that's just the
Santa,
part.
Dear
All
Santa,
right.
all I want for Christmas is for Noah to win Noah by Elegance and for him to enroll in Chase University for more than a week. I have been good
I
this year.
agree.
Sincerely yours, the Simply Reliable Studios.
Santa is going to not answer that letter, and someone's going to throw that into the freaking fire on chestnuts. All right, that being said, let's talk about the men's Iron Survivor Challenge. You all know how this goes, all right? So let's go ahead and get our pick out of the way. But let's go ahead and talk about these men for a little bit. Miles Bourne did previously challenge the ruler of family earlier this year, his first breakout opportunity for the NXT Championship. Leon Slater with a huge opportunity here, carrying the cornerstone of TNA Wrestling, one of the last real champions standing of TNA. Well, actually, I'll take that back. Now Steve Macklin, Frank Kazarian, Lei Ling Lee, and Leon Slater are the real champions of TNA Wrestling, not relics of the past either. We also have, of course, Jay Von Evans, this boy endorsed to be the future by the Viper himself, Randy Orton. Countless opportunities this year, not only for championships in NXT, but also opportunities for the United States Championship. And, of course, he even took on the Viper Randy Orton in a match. And there's not enough things we could say about the most viral sensation of the year of the wrestling business this year than the former TNA World Champion who went to WrestleMania with that title. And that, of course, is now the newest sign in NXT, Joe Hendry, which, of course, believes in Fia Hale for what that's worth. So you know how this goes, folks. Pick your winner. They will challenge for the NXT Championship, I imagine, at New Year's Eve. The key thing here, though, we do not know what Miles Bourne's going to pick. In 25 minutes, is it better to save yourself for later, or is it better to start? We saw Trick Williams pull a bigger miracle than LeBron James in the Miami Heat when he scored 4 damn falls in the span of 2 minutes. I still can't believe the fuck we called that. And, of course, the ruler of Themi, he was surprisingly put in, got 2 falls within a minute when he was already up 1, and won the damn thing. So you don't necessarily need 25 minutes to win this. You just literally need a few seconds and the right opportunity to get ahead of the field. So strategy is key, especially considering all 5 of these men are going into this match excuse me, 4 of these men are going to this match for the first time ever. Javon Evans is the only one with previous Iron Survivor experience and loss. Let's go around the horn and see what y'all think here. First and foremost, we went counterclockwise. So this time we're going to go counterclockwise as we meet this deadline, which means, JJ, you're first. JJ, what do you think here? Who's your men's Iron Survivor this year?
Am I coming in clear?
Of course you are, sir.
Okay, because my headset got disconnected. I've said before that tends to make me go roboto, so I just wanted to make sure.
You are affirmatively clear. Go ahead.
I got Miles Bourne.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. Do tell.
I think ever since the storyline began to get him away from the NQCC, he's been pegged as the next big breakout star for NXT. And I hate to say it this way, but I think part of it is his disability. I think there's a lot of goodwill that the WWE could shine onto themselves by having a deaf champion. When you think about everything that's going on with the Vince McMahon thing still, when you think about the bad press that WWE gets for counter programming, I think Miles Bourne as a deaf world champion would be huge goodwill publicity for WWE. And the imagery of Miles Bourne and Stephanie Vaquer, each with world championships. Granted, he's just NXT, but the NXT championship and the WWE Women's Championship.
Stephanie Vaquer as a former NXT Women's Champion, I say it still matters just as much, especially since all 3 brands are kind of assimilated into each other. All right, that's a unique shout out. Plus, Miles Bourne was the only man to actually qualify for this match, beating Trick Williams, former NXT champion in his own right.
And if I'm Miles, I come in third. I come in the middle. You let the first 2 people fight it out a little bit, and then you come in hoping that you can capitalize on one of them being weak. You're not coming in last to where you only have a few minutes to try to get pinfalls.
Right.
But you're not starting it either and having to go the distance. So you come in third or fourth.
Keep in mind, JJ, you start with 2 men. Every 5 minutes, another man enters. The 5-minute mark's number 3. The 10-minute mark is number 4. The 15-minute mark is number 5. 15-minute mark means you only have 10 minutes left. But as we talked about, we've literally seen people win in the last 2 minutes from a 0 deficit.
Understood, but I think Miles Bourne is crafty enough that he comes in about the halfway point. About 5 minutes in is number 3, or 10 minutes in is number 4. Don't save yourself for last, because there could already be some pinfalls, and we've seen it happen before with the come from behind Hail Mary. So what are the odds that it happens again?
All comes down to who meets the deadline when that clock hits 25. Well said, JJ. All right, well, that being said, JJ has set the ballot to Miles Bourne. Walter, you're next. Let's see if you 2 share a brain. Once again, do you agree with JJ, or do you have a different person in mind as your men's Iron Survivor? Go ahead and lend your thoughts.
The fantasy booker and the booker in my head wants them to go so out of the box, but I know they won't do it. But what I would do is I would have Javon Evans win this thing, and then at Genesis, he turns in his opportunity and goes after Leon Slater's X Division title so we can get the actual match that we should have fucking got in the first place before WWE and that stupid... Okay, never mind.
Tranquilo, mi hermano. I agree 110% on the settlement, but let's keep our rage suspended for now.
They can like make that back up by giving that one-on-one. He says, yeah, I know it's for the NXT title, but I'm turning this in because I really want to prove myself against another young OG. But then again, people will call me stupid for not going after the NXT title and doing that. So, but the
True.
the fantasy booking in me, I would do that. That would be so out of the box that I would praise them for doing something completely out of left field. But I'm going with JJ. As soon as this is announced, I thought it was all Mr. Bourne. And it's definitely for those reasons. WWE could definitely use some of those points in terms of out there in the internet because Lord knows they need it. So yeah, I think Bourne win. I think Bourne wins here, and it's going to be close. It's going to be strong within. Everybody's going to have strong performances, but I think Evans and Slater are going to have breakout, like true breakout performances. And I think, if I'm going to be honest, the reason I don't go with Joe Henry, I think he's pretty much going to be in NXT for a hiccup. He's going to have this little fun with Thea Hell, and then it's right up to the main roster. He's too valuable to them. They're not going to let him stay in NXT too long. So, he's already been at WrestleMania. He's already been in Rumble. I feel like they're going to shoot him right to the main roster pretty soon. So that's the only reason I don't go with Joe Henry. So I'm definitely going with Bourne.
I mean, we said the same thing about Jordan Gray. She's still in NXT, but the jury is out who has been actually used more across the entire wrestling scene. JJ, I do see your hand. That being said, we got 2 Miles Bourne, but what do you want to add before we go to Emmanuel?
Let's not forget who Miles Bourne beat to get into this match. Multi-time world champion.
And might I add, I believe he was last year's, he was 2 years ago, the Iron Survivor. He was the Hail Mary that got 4 pinfalls in fucking a minute, I think, which I still couldn't fucking believe. I think Jeff passed out on that, actually.
Dude, he was in the penalty box like 2 minutes before the he got released when there was like less than 2 minutes left out of the penalty box.
He was in the penalty box for most of the damn match. The Braun Breaker speared him into oblivion. And by the way, I just also want to put that out here. To your point, Walter, we do have that X Division Championship match inside here. If we can get that just for 5 minutes, I might feel a little bit relieved from the past. But still, fuck Retribution, fuck this brand for what they did to Bound for Glory. All right, that being said,
if they do that out of left field shit that I suggested, I bet you would respect and say this is my NXT again.
That's a high bar that you would almost put out as a Christmas miracle, or my heart would actually grow 3 times that day type shit. And I also am just going to say this as Aaron Riff, quote unquote, highly unlikely in all likelihood.
If the Grinch's heart can grow, yours can too.
Bah humbug. That being said, you're lucky I didn't say the other 3 words I was thinking about, considering what we're talking about here. All right, 2 Miles Bourne. Emmanuel, you're next. So you guys, your man's Iron Survivor. Go ahead.
Noah, what happens if my prediction does come right? If Ricky Saints does take out somebody, does my prediction not count?
I look at what's on the graph, okay? I don't look at what's in Bizarro World in your brain that Morgan Freeman doesn't narrate. Focus on the graph, bro.
I know. I'm just saying, like, what if let's say, like, for some reason I am right or Ian's right? What happens? This match does not count, right?
If the match field changes, the match will be thrown out.
Okay. Thank you. So, it doesn't matter what I pick, because I still believe Ricky Saints is going to appear. But
bloody hell.
If I had
to die on this proverbial mountain.
Yeah. But if I had to pick somebody...
Yeah, let's talk about the what if in actual reality, all right? If you had to pick...
Joe Henry wins and turns heel.
What?
He becomes... Yeah. Joe Henry's going to become the new leader of Dark State. If you cannot beat him, join him. Didn't Joe Henry say that, Noah? I tell you. Did he say that?
I think I'm missing some stuff.
And welcome back to this plane of reality where most people are normal, but Morgan Freeman forgot the anomaly known as the Emmanuel Dominguez, who believes that Joe Henry turning heel and joining Retribution should be the way that WWE goes to 2026. If WWE fucks Joe Hendry, then this
It
company
wouldn't be the first time.
death.
It wouldn't be the first time that he fucks up somebody.
But Joe Hendry, dude, you literally are resetting the only good thing WWE did this calendar year. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. I drank champagne for the first time this ever. Am I still drunk? Am I hearing this correctly? Okay. Emmanuel goes with Joe Hendry going heel. Charles, I can't. Charles, your thoughts on the men's Survivor Challenge? What?
First off, Emmanuel, are you out of your damn mind?
No.
That Early,
You have to go back.
Early, are your brother crazy? What the hell?
He knows the answer to that question.
What the
What the shit?
my brain right now, I literally had what I was going to say until Emmanuel said that. I completely lost it now, thanks to that. Okay, now it's hitting back now in my head. I'm going to try to be somewhat rational here.
Good
Not
luck.
crazy.
Oh my god.
I'm probably going to be the most wild card. I was probably for a wild card, but I'm probably going to pick Leon Slayer to win this damn thing.
I mean, you know, history.
And in history, I am not going to be surprised. We might not get his title match at New Year's Evil.
Well, we also got Genesis next month too, and of course that will be the first pay-per-view on
No, I'm not thinking Genesis. I'm not thinking Genesis.
You're not thinking Genesis, huh?
Emmanuel,
They're gonna debut on a Center channel.
That's why I would
that's
do
fair.
it. That's why I would do the Javon thing and then debut that and then get the X Division title on there. But
I was
Tozawa
always
has
more
a
of a Super Nintendo guy.
yeah.
I was the Sega Dreamcast. I'm Team Sega for life, but that's a whole different conversation.
Tozawa has a
I'm
better
not going to
chance.
video games right now. Continue, Walter.
Tozawa has a better chance of winning the Rumble than Emmanuel's idea happening.
Anything, anybody that has said in this panel
Okay.
about this.
Okay. I'm calling an audible here.
Flag
I'm
out!
interjecting flag on the play here.
Yes, flag. Go ahead, JJ. What the
Okay.
fuck?
Because I just want to say, while I do not agree with Emmanuel, it's not that crazy of an idea. And here's why. NXT has proven before that they hold people until they know they can play both sides of the coin. Braun Breaker was a forever babyface. Should have been up on the main roster a long time ago. They held him, turned him heel, let him have a heel run, then they brought him up. Trick Williams, granted, was the heel heavy for Melo when he first debuted, but got his claim to fame by playing a babyface long term. Should have been up on the main roster long ago. Turned him heel. Saw that he could play the heel role. He'll probably be going up within the next 6 months now that he's done being the TNA World Champion as well. Kalani Jordan, longtime babyface, just now getting a little bit of a heel run. On the flip side of that coin, Lola Vice and Jada Parker started off as heels, have been enjoying babyface and tweener runs lately, trying to see that they can play all sides. So a Joe Hendry heel turn isn't as far-fetched as y'all are making it sound like it is. Do I think it'll happen? No. But Emmanuel does make a point. You're welcome, Emmanuel.
Mr. JJ, the 1 out of 99 that agrees with Emmanuel, with Joe Henry turning heel after being signed to WWE.
Agreed with him. I said it probably wouldn't happen, but I'm making a case as to why his thought process isn't as crazy as you're making it sound like it is.
There's a reason why most cases don't even make it to trial. All right, that being said, thank you, JJ, for that interjection of food for thought in an anomaly that is highly like an unlikelihood unless you want to fuck up the strongest signing that WWE has done since Jordan Grace, and look where that's gone. All right, that being said, thank you for that. Charles picked Leon Slater. We got Miles Bourne. We got Emmanuel out of this world. Picking a heel Joe Hendry. Imagine if he had Hale turning heel too. Then JJ, I'm sure we'll back up Emmanuel plenty. No more hyperactive via hell. Freaking evanescence via hell. Anyway, that being said, Arlene, let's go ahead. You heard me.
I was more of a Paramore guy than Evanescence.
Fair enough. That being said, Arlene, bring me back to life. Go ahead and give your thoughts towards the men's Iron Survivor. Who do you got?
I got Miles Bourne winning.
That does seem to be the favorite.
And yeah, that's it. I haven't watched TNA in a while, so I'm gonna dip out right now.
I don't
That's
blame you
probably
one
what you're
bit.
gonna do next. So
Yep,
thank you for having
appreciate
me.
Yep. Good luck in the conclusion of NXT. Get well. Keep saving lives. God bless you and your family. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And then number 5. Okay, that being said, Miles Bourne, Leon Slater, Emmanuel Card. Miles Bourne is a very fair case, but I also want to look at him more than just the whole disability claim. I do look at his work. Again, he did beat Trick Williams. Now, Trick's not on his honeymoon. I can also see Trick Williams coming back to whoop him, screw him, and to run this back at New Year's Evil for whatever fucking reason. But it's also one of those things right now. Joe Henry just officially signed to NXT. What, a freaking month ago? And freaking Javon Evans, the boy Bouncy, again, previous Iron Survivor experience. I think he's due. I also look at the fact, how many times have we seen interactions with Javon Evans and absolute Ricky Saints? Hell, it goes all the way back to freaking Heatwave prior to Javon Evans taking on the ruler and getting yeeted out of freaking Massachusetts after Ricky Saints, of course, followed up and confronted the ruler for the title and beat him at the next show, No Mercy. I think they're finally going to run Javon Evans versus Ricky Saints, with Javon getting the win here. My Iron Survivor is actually Javon Evans. Again, he's been literally one of the guys endorsed the most here this calendar year in WWE, in your NXT. And I do think it's time for him to get another fair crack and opportunity. Yes, he had a chance at the title this year. Guess what? So did Miles Bourne. Joe Henry's still too new. Retribution, no fucking chance in hell. Leon Slater, it's a TNA showcase to maybe tease what me and Walter hope and pray for to happen without Retribution bullshit or NXT involvement. But again, that's a fever dream now. I'm not trusting anything with these two companies. But it's also one of those things right now that I think Javon Evans, there's a reason why this boy's been bouncing across TNA, WWE main roster, and NXT. I think they want to give him that chance. I think right now, if there's a bigger babyface than Ricky Saints, it's Javon Evans. So I'm going out on a limb here and saying this boy bounces forward into the new year as the number one contender. I got Javon winning. So I got Javon Evans here. And I think he's going to face Ricky Saints in New Year's Evil. I do. All right. Well, that being said, folks, we have officially hit the deadline on NXT. Thanks freaking Christ. After Emmanuel pulled his Emmanuel card, when we return from the short commercial break, we will transition into Final Resolutions and TNA Wrestling. So stay tuned as this edition of Simply Predicting Double Feature continues. In the meantime, as JJ likes to say, get a liaki, grab a drink, stretch your legs, rub your mind with ibuprofen, soothe your head, and we'll be right back going into total nonstop action.
And now for a taste of things to come.
And as always, here in the Simply Reliable Studios, we truly encompass, embrace, celebrate, engage, react, pontificate, and of course, look forward to bringing you all the coverage we can to all of the wrestling. And welcome back here to the special edition of Simply Predicting Double Feature. As of course, we are covering TNA Final Resolution, and we just got done wrapping up NXT Deadline. As we now transition to the next part of our program, we are now going to ascend into the final stop of Total Nonstop Action this year, Final Resolution. Final Resolution will, of course, be on TNA Plus exclusively for TNA Plus subscribers. Literally, if you're on the East Coast, tonight, Friday. That is Friday with a 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start for the countdown, and I believe 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the official show beginning. This will be the last show for TNA's calendar year, as well as the last show for TNA as we know it, related to Access. As of course, they are going to a new network next year. Stay tuned for Saturday Shenanigans for more discussion on that. It looks like the whole TV landscape might be changing. Whether for the worse or for the better, you tell me as we know it. I don't know if I'm going to
because
feel
breaking news,
what?
Breaking news, and it will be discussed on Shenanigans tomorrow, despite me not being there.
What?
Netflix has won the Warner Brothers Discovery bidding war.
What?
So that means we may be getting AEW on Netflix, the same home as WWE Raw.
Well, I wonder which one I'm going to only watch most of the time. But I also do wonder what this means for deals. End of the day, may be good for the business and not for the suits. Ugh, keep that void. The drink's awesome. The person, questionable. Well, there you have it, folks. Again, the chicken suits won again. TV merging as we know it. Warner Bros. Discovery and Netflix are in bed together. Hopefully, they don't give each other an STD. Well, thank you for that, JJ. Stay tuned for more of that on Saturday Shenanigans, folks. I'm in for a long.
Netflix
Hosted by
like-
the simple man Noah Foster.
Why am I the freaking host of a business talk? This is an MSNBC.
Netflix is about to be like $90 an hour in a fucking minute.
Will you stop that?
$90 a month, I meant.
And you
God,
won't be able to
no.
even watch it in the same house anymore. It'll be one TV period.
Yeah.
Oh God. This is my nightmare. This is literally going to stop me from watching.
This is my brutality.
This is my mentality breaking. I'm going to be broken more than Tara's theme in a moment with all this TV nonsense. Anyway, fuck television and streaming services. All right, moving on. Get back to Final Resolution here as the deadline for as we consume media as we know it is literally about to change forever. Let's go ahead and talk about Final Resolution. We got, 10 matches here, and most of them are a Timu Outcast NXT Invasion angle, where this might as well turn into the new Survivor Series. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right. What the fuck is some of these matches I'm looking at here? And how is this guy? You know what? No, I'm not even gonna go there. Not going there. I'm going to be.
I'm going to say this at the outset, and this is the only time I'm going to say it unless somebody here pisses me off.
Go ahead.
All hail the king of TNA.
Internal investigation still going on as we speak by Carlos Silva. Sure, it fucking is. I'm freaking sure he's putting in his best Dick Tracy impression. I'm finding out who the real culprit of this inside angle is with that wretched roach, Robert Okay, moving on. Thank you, JJ, for that subtle thought. It's, of course, in our main event, unlike NXT for the first time ever, for whatever fucking reason. Of course, the TNA World Championship, I expect, will close the show. So let's go ahead and look at what I believe is going to open the show, because it always sets the pace. The cornerstone of TNA Wrestling. And we'll see how much this boy bounces into momentum ahead of Deadline, because, again, TNA falls before Deadline. So let's talk about Leon Slater taking on AJ Francis for the TNA X Division Championship. Why the fuck is this a thing? Anyway, the title that is, of course, about no limits, not weight limits. And here's the heaviest guy in TNA wrestling. That's probably going to flop. That being said, AJ Francis made this personal with Leon Slayer after, of course, that piss poor talk show segment, The Pet House. Next thing you know, a little bit of jaw jacking and overcoming Rich Swann, by the way, in a very good match. And AJ was disappointed. Now AJ looks to lead by example without Cheez-Its, part of the diet, looking to seize the cornerstone of TNA wrestling. Fuck no, he's not
I
doing
knew I missed something. I should have got some Cheez-Its for tonight.
Oh,
AJ's all alone after what happened on Impact today. AJ's all alone too. He doesn't have backup anymore.
About damn time Casey Navarro and Rich Swann get a fucking brain, considering this guy is nothing good for them. Anyway, that being said, as Mr. Champion on the line, Leon Slayer, AJ Francis, you guys know how this goes, but there's 11 matches here. We are not going to spend all night long on this thing. This is
all night long. Speaking of Rich Swann.
Non-copyright.
All night.
Non-copyright. Damn it. And I'm not singing Lionel Richie. You can forget that shit. Shoot.
Good job, Charles.
I'm about to say, this is brought
Are those Cheez-Its boysenberry flavored?
Just going to say this real quick before I give it to Charles, who gave a snack first. Ritz Bits are king. That being said, Charles, let's go ahead and get your thoughts first in this match. And because we got 11 matches, he's going to set the ballot. And we're just going to agree or disagree because we are not going to spend all night on most of this.
Every time Charles is on a video with us, he should have peanuts. That's what he should have with him.
That's right.
I can't eat any peanuts, so
allergies are a thing.
How is the creator of Peanuts allergic to peanuts? Answer that.
No, Jade is not the first person to have said that to me my entire life. So my entire family keeps making those jokes. So it's not been
Charles Schultz. We need a video of Charles Schultz eating peanuts in Woodstock, New York.
Okay.
Wow. Proof that God has a sense of humor.
And he can even be standing in a pig pen while he does it.
Wait, why a pig pen?
Because that's a character, Pigpen.
You know what? Fair.
While listening to
with
Snoop
a girl
Dogg.
named Lucy.
Fair point. What did Walter say?
And you know what? If you can't eat peanuts because of allergies, maybe eat some peppermint patties.
Are you done naming the Charlie Brown cast?
Well, while Walter's trying to get us kicked off by exposing himself on the air here, I'm just trying to roll with the puns here. I'm trying to make things funny for you, Noah. Are you not entertained? Are you not amused? And there we go. That's the other reason I've been stalling. Teleporting into the command center via the Morphin Grid. It is our very own Pink Ranger. Bring her in, Noah.
Attila, welcome into the madness. Once again, Nola is back together. Took you long enough. And also, JJ has really raised my ire. That being said, you are literally in time as we start to talk about TNA Wrestling's final premium live event for the calendar year. Charles, to kick things off here first with the Cheez-Its match. AJ Francis, Leon Slayer for the TNA Championship. Ritz Bits are king. Charles, go ahead. Then we will go to the fair lady. Not talking about Charlie Brown characters. Go ahead,
What about
Charles.
yourself?
Nothing.
I like how Noah's getting more upset about that when that should be towards me, but okay. And I'm just enjoying it. That's number one. And number two, I think this is probably the most easiest match on the entire show. I'm just going to say this.
Good man.
We're not having a new X Division champion. There's no way Leon's losing that belt before he goes at the deadline. Well, just saying.
Good man. All right.
Let's now move on to the big ranger over here.
We're about to say, first off, it's so good to see you. It's been a while, my friend. Again, hope you have fun in San Diego. Let's go ahead and get your thoughts towards final resolution, how you feel about the show. Then please lend your prediction towards the X Division Championship.
Yeah, it has been a while. I didn't know we were eating on here. I mean, Emmanuel has, I don't know what he's eating. You have your Fritos. Walter probably has his, greens.
Well, I mean, we are talking about the king of Cheez-Its here. I'm just saying. Anyway, continue.
Leon Slater versus AJ Francis. I like Leon Slater, but I honestly would not mind a new X Division champion. I think it's time AJ Francis wins some gold. He hasn't had gold since he was digital media champion. I don't know if he'll lose it here, but I definitely wouldn't mind seeing a new X Division champion. I'm pretty sure Leon Slater is going to win, but I'm going to pull for AJ Francis here just because even though I'm poor and have to fly economy, that doesn't mean I don't fly with first class. I'm in the back while they're in the front.
All right, fair enough. Well, at least he's not taking your money away. All right. You know what? Again, I appreciate the slow demeanor, but no chance in hell. Okay. That being said, yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna give AJ Francis a chance at the X Division Championship, let alone goofballs say, Emmanuel, I swear to God, freaking winning the X Division Championship. So let's go ahead and open up the poll to see if someone disagrees. Going once, going twice. The eyes have it. Okay, that was easy.
You should get yourself a little hammer thing.
Gavel.
Gavel, yeah, there you go.
You know what?
As far as giving AJ a chance in hell, I'm with Datilla. I give him a chance in hell. I wouldn't mind see him with some gold again. I just don't think it's happening here.
All right,
Right.
fair enough. Okay.
Noah doesn't want to deal with the bullshit that Manuel pulled on us earlier, which I side with him on.
He said that Joe Hendry is going to win Iron Survivor and turn heel in the process.
And join Dark State.
Yeah, and become the leader of Dark State.
Okay, that's a little far-fetched.
Yeah,
He said that.
But as I pointed out, as far-fetched as it is, WWE and NXT has a tendency of keeping people in NXT longer than they need to make sure they can work as both a face and a heel. Braun Breaker, Obafemi, Trick Williams, Kehlani Jordan all come to mind right off the bat. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that they'd want to see Hendry as a heel. I just don't think it's happening.
And also, Joe Hendry did say that if you can't beat him, join him.
Career suicide for the most motivational man in the wrestling business to join those freaking.
And Walter and I have been calling for an exposed leader of Dark State since they started invading. Joe Hendry has been in and out of the company the entire time that they've been there. So while we thought that Trick was a better leader, it's not out of the realm of possibility that it could have been Joe Hendry calling the shots from the shadows.
Career suicide is like
I would say the songs he would create as a heel would be fire.
I was gonna say he could pull a Sami Callihan. Remember when do you remember when Sami Callihan infiltrated Violent by Design or
yes.
Violent by Design? Yeah, so it could be that.
Yeah, but that would be more creative than what NXT would do with this retribution bullshit that already ruined Bound for Glory. I don't need the ruining anything else.
I still can't take Dark State seriously.
No one should. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on before these guys piss me up anymore talking about Dark State. If I hear Dark State one more time, I swear I'm going to go on to a rant that's going to chastise WWE.
Yes.
Is it going to put you in a dark state?
Are you going to be the
or will it put you in a state of darkness?
Moving on.
I've seen the light.
There's my whole point.
Moving on, let's talk about Matt Cardona versus Vance Warner in a street fight with Steph DeLander, a woman he once called his property. It's gotten very personal with these two, and they can't seem to figure out how to get a definitive decision. It was Steph DeLander that actually helped Vance Warner get the better of Matt Cardona previously. Now we find these two going one-on-one to the extreme. How fitting for a former champion of GCW. It's one of those things where I do wonder, talking about the era of Warner, whatever they're calling it, I do wonder if either man has something to gain in victory here, or is it more so just one of those violent showcases for Vance Warner, the Southern Psychopath, to beat somebody that's always ready, although he wasn't ready for John Cena's last time is now tournament. That being said, let's go around the horn and see what y'all think about this. And Dilla, I will start with you on this one since, again, you haven't started a TNA match yet. Go ahead. What's your thoughts on this street fight?
I think Matt Warner needs to win here. I mean, what has he done since he came to TNA? You don't want another Jake something situation.
Something!
And you're absolutely right about that. Crying shame he's not a champion.
I mean, isn't Matt Cardona's not even signed to TNA, right?
I
So
don't think he is, honestly.
Matt Warner should get the win here.
All right, so that being said, the ballot's been set to Vance Warner. Short, sweet, simple, and to the point. Unless anyone's got a disagreement, we're going to go ahead and move on. So again, the floor is open. Moon Mist, not Mountain Dew, but I respect it. Cold Red at Night.
I don't like Mountain Dew. I got my water right here.
I
I
respect
wish
that.
I could find Moon Mist at a store near me, but it's always Red Pop or some of the other like crazy flavors, cotton candy, firework.
Firework? What the fuck are you all drinking out there in California?
No,
Anyway.
it's Fago, which is a Midwest soda, so you should be familiar.
Yeah, I know that's a Midwest.
Firework, Fago firework tastes just like a bomb pop melted.
That sounds like a bomb. Don't look at the firework, Fago. They don't have to hear in Toledo. Anyway, what the fuck are we talking about? Oh yeah, street fight. Something that you don't drink unless you're drinking blood.
Something.
Don't overkill a gimmick. All right, we're not starting the something count here. I'll be going for my Mountain Dew 12 pack if we keep saying that. That being said, she opened up the ballot for Vance Warner. The floor is now open to everybody else who has a disagreement. Going once, going twice. Charles, why are you saying Matt Cardona?
I would not be surprised. I also maybe this could be not one-off. Give something to do for Matt Cardona, at least in TNA.
He's not signed to the company.
The fact that it's a street fight, I just think that it has something to do with it, and that's why I'm going with Matt Warner.
Yeah, think.
He's the Southern psychopath for a reason.
Oh, so I'll be on the island on my own.
Look, sometimes being the odd one out works, but other times it's like, oh, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here? So again,
I got my Moon Mist with me for to be on the island. So
I'm about to say that Moon Mist right now is fracturing your brain. It sounds like, but okay. Well, that was pretty simple. One on, one out. The rest are saying Vance Warner. Okay, moving on. Trying to get the lesser matches out of the way, because let's be honest here. Street fight, Vance Warner, Matt Cardona, what are we doing? What are we gaining here? I don't know what we're gaining here. Are we trying to cleanse something or purge something? Hell, I don't know what Eric Young's doing, but here we got Eric Young versus Sid Alexander happening on the countdown to find out. Oh, wait, that's a countdown match? Why's that in here? Well, I guess it is a match, technically, even though the countdown doesn't count towards predictions. Stay tuned, folks. We're covering the countdown, the Fire Resolution, where Sid Alexander goes 1-on-1 with Eric Young. Okay, moving on. Back to the main card. We only predict main cards here in the state of city predicting, all right?
Oh, only main card? Okay.
Well, yeah, because at the end of the day, why would you actually care about something on a countdown that has some sort of merit? Kind of pisses me off sometimes that the Knockouts Tag Team Championships on there. Speaking of, I don't think that's on the countdown, but oh my God. But maybe in this case, it should be. Let's go ahead and talk about the Knockouts World Tag Team Championships. The Inspiration, Cassidy and Jessica McKay, the only remaining women's tag team, it seems, that actually doesn't know how to implode in the wrestling business. Damn it. Defending the gold against, what the fuck is this? Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford.
Alicia Fox.
Hello, Safek. Good to see you. Be integral, Noah. Be integral. Be integral. Okay. Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford were supposed to face the Inspiration, of course, in that fatal four-way Knockouts tag team title match on the last show, Turning Point. But apparently, Tessa Blanchard was not medically cleared, quote unquote. That's why they introduced that newer knockout, Mila Moore, who teamed up with Victoria Crawford. They lost. They were not involved in the decision, though. So what did Tessa Blanchard do with her? What did Tessa Blanchard do? She basically lobbied that we should get a shot because I was never involved in that match. If it was me, I would beat you. So here we go again. Tessa Blanchard with a chance for gold. Victoria Crawford with a chance for gold in 2025. What the fuck wrestling business am I living in? As the Inspiration, our fine champions, defend the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships. Let's go around the horn and see what y'all think. This time we will start off with Emmanuel. Emmanuel, do you have new TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champions?
I don't want to piss you off, Noah.
Look, I'm already pissed off enough, so there's nothing else right now that matters right now. My blood pressure's probably already through the roof, so just be honest, all right? At the end of the day, this prediction is about real honesty.
Yeah, I'm being honest. Like, I really don't want to say those words.
Say it if you think it's going to happen. It's your point on the line.
I know. Like, I think it's going to happen. Tessa Blanchard, Alicia Fox, gets the title.
Fox. Botch.
Yeah, Alicia Fox. Like, I'm not gonna remember her name.
Alicia Fox.
Yeah, Fox.
She's
right.
the
Julia
artist formerly
Crawford.
known as Alicia Fox. Okay, just it's not like he's calling her some different name. It's still
No,
the
it's a
same
flocks.
person.
He's not even saying fox. He flocks. Last time I checked, birds flock. Foxes walk. Anyway, continue.
It's Bishop Helmet, so it might have sounded like that, no, but yeah, Fox.
Okay, fair enough.
What does the fox say?
That's what it says.
And Alicia Fox is a sheep, so she does flock to Tessa Blanchard. So
yeah.
Damn.
she's a black sheep, but she's a sheep.
Well, even that needs to be shaved. Anyway, continue, Manuel.
Yeah, it's one of those things like Carlos Silva needs to show the people that Tessa Blanchard ain't racist. And that's the only reason why we're going to have new tag team champions. Unfortunately.
That's a Christmas miracle. That's a Christmas miracle that's never going to happen. People don't forget that type of shit. And they don't forget
You know her husband's Mexicano, right?
They're not married anymore.
Well, whatever. She still married him.
I know, but people don't know that. Like, it's one of those things. Anyways, but yeah, it creates heat because Tessa, they very tolerate her, so why not? New woman tag team champions.
Okay, well, I'm just going to say disagree. I'm going to go with the inspiration because anything's better than this duo as tag champions, in my opinion. The inspiration of the only tag team right now in the wrestling business that actually can hold gold, prove they can hold gold, want to hold tag team gold, and actually stay as a duo. What a crazy-ass concept. A duo staying as a duo. Anyway, neither here nor there. Oh, God, I need to get some sleep. Okay, so that being said, it's already split, so fuck it. Let's see what the rest of you think. He went with Crawford and Blanchard. I went with the inspiration. I'm just going to go with a show of hands, which you actually have something of merit to say regarding your prediction. How many people believe the inspiration are going to retain? Please raise your hand right now. 1, 2. How many people believe that Tessa and Victoria Crawford are going to gain? Show your hand. 1, 2,
And
3.
it pains me to say that because I love the inspiration. They're my favorite women's tag team.
Thank you, Datilla. There's a reason why you're my friend. And I can't believe we're literally split down the middle, top row, bottom row. What the fuck are you
I just rather them lose to another legit team, like not some put together like.
The problem is that there aren't any legit teams in professional wrestling right now.
Damn it.
That's true.
I mean, they got Harley Hudson and the other chick. They got the
Myla Grace.
Yeah, thank you. I can't remember their names for the life of me. And then they got the newest signing. For all we know, her and Tessa might become a duo. Share the same attitude, it looks like. And if your NXT doesn't fuck up Saruka and somehow fix that, hell, I would like to see them face the inspiration and traditional affair. But again, it is what it is. All right.
I've made my stance known on the inspiration on the show. I'm not as sold on them as Noah is because I missed that part of NXT.
Yep.
So I don't get the hype behind all of them. I love Tessa. I'd love to see Tessa get some gold. But I think this whole first year back has kind of been like a proving ground for her.
Remediation.
It's like trying to integrate herself back into the States in front of mainstream wrestling fans without forcing her down our throat, without giving her a shit ton of wins. She's lost more than she's won this year.
She really has.
She's been putting over a lot of people, I think, trying to earn some goodwill back. And while people may not forgive and forget, even though they should, because, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Religious Man, but let he who is without sin cast the first stone.
Yeah, but there's a reason why we're sinners. People don't follow that wisdom.
I understand that, but we all sin. So none of us should judge Tessa.
Correct. Continue.
I think she's paid her time. I think she's due for a championship. But I think it'll come at Genesis. Because Genesis is the rebirth. It's the beginning of a new book, of a new chapter. It's not going to come here.
New era, literally, for TNA. And to your point, it was literally Genesis that Tessa Blanchard came into TNA, got her first win, and sent Jordan Grace to your NXT. All right. Well, that being said, the top row had sense to go with the actual tag team. The bottom row, reluctantly, it sounds like, is going with the other tag team. At least you're all being reluctant. All right.
Well, the only reason I even picked Tessa and Victoria is because what other heel teams are there for the inspiration to feud with? I mean, we already saw the inspiration versus the Elegance brand how many times?
4.
So if they're gonna lose to, I mean, the Angel Warriors right now are gonna wrestle for the Knockouts title, so they're occupied with that. So who else is there?
Unless you form a team with Jody Fred or Rosemary or Killer Kelly, find somebody that was as much the killer as was. I mean, there really is nobody else. Mara Sade might form a team with someone. They seem to be trying to sign every possible woman they can to try and build the Knockouts division. It's just right now, TNA is in a state of rebuilding, to JJ's point, and they need to do it quickly. Well, they might as well retire these championships because there is no tag division in TNA wrestling.
It's because, I used to talk about this on the Body Sun Post show. The biggest thing that hurt TNA was they lost so many teams in the span of a year, 2 years. They lost Vex. They lost, Emma.
MK Ultra.
Yeah, MK Ultra.
Spitfire.
They lost Spitfire. And
Alicia Edwards and Tasha Steeles for what that was worth.
Yeah.
They lost. Walk away.
They lost the influence as well, and they weren't able to replace those teams so very quickly. So that's what really hindered.
In other words, this women's division is uninspiring.
I wouldn't say that. It's just missing a tag team dynamic. And to JJ's point, that's pretty much missing an entire wrestling business. But at least AEW out the gate, they're trying, and they haven't invented the wheel 7 times after realizing the 6 times it didn't fucking work. But that's a whole different conversation for another day. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's a segment for the shenanigans tomorrow, as I will lead the conversation of Wrestling Madness. Stay tuned for more on that. All right. Well, that being said, I respect the take, Attila. All right. And I trust in one's judgment when it comes to we want women in wrestling and women's tag team wrestling to actually thrive and succeed. But do you smoke them if you got them, or in our lead, do you trust? Because now we have an 8-man tag with the Rascals at full strength against the Order 4. I'm, of course, talking about Myron Reed, Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, and the return home, Desmond Xavier. There's a name I probably would never say again. Going up against the Order 4, the Great Hands, JJ's future tag team champions. Not yet. Jason Hodge and John Skyler, Mustafa Ali, and Agent Zero? Okay, this just got a whole lot more interesting. Well, straight up, we saw the Rascals, of course, how strong they were at full strength at Turning Point when they beat the System, much to my surprise, honestly. And we've also, of course, seen the Order 4 as a much more united front, but of course, they haven't been able to really rebound as a family or a unit, whatever the fuck you want to call them, since their loss at Bound for Glory. Truth be told, they won the trios match at Turning Point against the Hardys and Alexander, but this is the Order 4. Yeah, exactly. This is the Order 4, though, of course. And as we recently saw, Myra Reed, of course, fell victim to the numbers game that the Order 4 loves to use. And now we have the secret weapon in ring action for the first time ever. Straight up, 8-man tag, folks. Rascals, Order 4, who do you go with? This should be interesting. Let's go ahead and start with Charles. Actually, no, let's start with the man that actually smokes. Walter, let's go ahead and start with you. Are you in the trios with the Rascals, or in our lead, do you trust the Order 4 now that Agent Zero has been brought into battle? What do you think about this 8-man tag?
This is the hardest match to pick, to be honest.
I'll be legit. I think, I'll be legit with you. I agree.
I'm going to go with the Rascals at full force just because of what happened today on Impact. It was just too easy for Ali. It was too easy for Ali for that victory. So I'm thinking, yeah, it was way too easy. But Agent Zero is such a freaking code cheat. He's like the Konami code. Like,
up, down, left, right, BA start.
Yeah.
JJ got right out of my mouth. Thank you, JJ. I respect that reference. Continue.
But yeah,
I'm so old. I remember using that code in Contra.
And having to hit select in the middle.
That's a game I haven't heard in years.
I mean, it was remade. It's remade on PlayStation and Xbox. I don't know if that code works. All right, focus, guys.
Yes,
Back to
it still
wrestling.
does.
Try to manage
It still
channel.
does.
Oh, bloody hell. Of course it still does. Continue though, Walter.
But yeah, just because the Desmond just came back and everything, I think they'll get it this one. And plus, what happened on Impact today?
Well, I mean, again, 50-50 booking is definitely key, but also, dude, it's Agent Zero's in-ring debut. But that being said, he's going with the Rascals. Let's see if anybody disagrees before we move on. So it's the Rascals going wah. Wow. The two that saw your hand first, please speak your opening ballot against the Rascals. Why you got the order for?
Well, first, I was laughing because I kept remembering that treehouse segment. They thought they were ordering
Oh,
food.
Jesus. This is why you don't do drugs, folks. Continue.
Well, the reason why I'm going with Order 4 over the Rascals is really, what do the Rascals really need this win? What do they get out of it? You need to continue building Order 4 on their road to winning all the titles. So I got to go with Order 4 here. You know, if Mustafa Ali is going to end up being champion and the Great Hands are going to beat the win the tag titles off the Hardys, they need the momentum. They need to start racking up those wins. So I got to go with Order 4.
Sounds like she's literally trusting in Ali to lead.
I do trust
TNA
Ali.
wrestling.
And besides, the Rascals already defeated the system. They don't need to defeat the Order 4. And the Rascals are not going to hurt if they lose to the Order 4.
All right, fair enough. Faction warfare and full display. Okay, great polarizing thoughts there. Charles, I did see your hand next, and you're actually on camera. What do you want to add to this? And then JJ was clearing his throat, so we'll see if he has a counterpoint because I didn't see his hand, so sounds like he's going with the Rascals. So
That was a burp.
Well, excuse you.
Not
Anyway.
not a clearing of my throat.
Oh, well, either way, as long as you're all right. Charles, go ahead and clear your throat. Why are you also agreeing with Attila when it comes to the Order 4? Similar sentiments? You got something else to add?
And I'm just going to add to the point of what Till was saying with this. Agent Zero's first in-ring match. You really want him to lose?
Well, I mean, he's a weapon. I guess he doesn't have to be involved in the decision.
He's going to be one that gets the victory more than anybody.
Okay.
To prove the point. And that's Ali we trust.
Does Agent Zero need a victory? I don't even know if Agent Zero wants to freaking win anything here. Why is Agent Zero here besides protecting Mustafa Ali and his mission statement? It's freaking Mr. President. Let's just call it what it is. He probably would take a bullet for the man. Anyway, all right. That being said, JJ, you went with the Rascals, right, man? Because I know you didn't go with your hand up. What are your thoughts towards the Rascals needing to win? Again, faction warfare, Rascals, first time together as a foursome, beat the system. If they beat the Order 4, I would consider them the faction in TNA wrestling. And Walter has GTS. See you all tomorrow. Appreciate you, brother. Stay tuned and make sure you fill out the form again, folks. Be sure to subscribe to the Rage for Wrestling. Again, California, even they get tired out there. What do you got to say regarding the Rascals winning this, JJ, before we move on? Let's someone else add.
I feel like now that the Rascals are at full power, I feel like there's nothing that can stop them. You know, I do trust in Ali, and Ali I trust. I've trusted in Ali since he came to TNA. I never trusted the system, but I've always trusted in Ali.
Nah.
You know, but and it to that point, it's taken me a while to come around to the Rascals. I did not get into the Rascals at first. But slowly, over time, I got into the gimmick. Maybe part of it is the fact that Desmond Xavier Wesley is now back over here and how much I grew to like him in my NXT. That could be a big part of why I'm full team Rascals now. You know, it really took Zachary Wentz returning and teaming up with Trey again for me to start to come around. And, you know, him and Lee were teaming in NXT. So I think it's just the NXT guys returning home, so to speak, that have kind of brought me around to the Rascals.
Okay. All right. I respect all that. It is one of those fans to represent. I kind of want to see the Rascals continue this because it feels like for me, the Rascals are on a reset. But again, engaging Agent Zero, that's the wild card here. And so far, no one's had an answer to him. And it almost makes you think of Omos and AJ Styles against the New Day. New Day sucks. When the freaking AJ Styles and Leon and freaking Omos, when Omos was finally unleashed, he won in emphatic fashion. I think this is something similar here with Agent Zero, and Gold's not even on the line. So I think that the Order 4 are actually going to win as well. All right. And Emmanuel also agrees with that there. So that being said, Order 4, Walter went with Rascals, JJ went with Rascals, Tatula went with Rascals.
No, Order 4. I just
Order
went like
4.
this because I like the Rascals.
That's fair. I mean, you and I both do. Again, no
Yeah.
one.
I mean, unfortunately, I don't got them, so I can't smoke them. You know.
I'm straight edge. I don't smoke. All right. And the fact that I drank champagne was to just celebrate. And also, that stuff was dry as a bone. That was Anyway, what's up, Manuel? I do see your hand up real quick.
Didn't Agent? This is Agent Zero's second match because technically he was in the War Games TNA style.
And not an official participant. Let's just put it out there. I mean, he was the counterpoint to Moose, and then Moose speared him with a chain across his chest. I'm just saying. And he wasn't pinned. All right. Okay. Well, now this is going to get interesting because we have NXT 2.01 Invasion across 3 matches. Am I fucking wrong? As we have the Hardys defending against Tyson and Tyreek. Yeah, that sounds like GTA 6 rejects. We got freaking Mike Santana versus Charlie Dempsey. Charlie, you're so much better than this. And we also have Stacks going after the TNA International Championship against Steve Maclin. Tag him and bag him. Battle lines is drawn. Unfortunately, tonight, Team NXT did get the victory against Team TNA after Santino Marella, the rest of authority, tried to hype up TNA's roster. As chaos ensued, it was literally Lexus King that hit Steve Maclin with his cane, and Stacks scored the pinfall. Hopefully that's just some foreshadowing why they get their comeuppance, why Robert Stone, that freaking roach, got his block spun by Mike Santana, who is now medically cleared, and of course was a catalyst to all this. Bottom line, folks, it's NXT versus TNA. Fuck this again, with Robert Stone leading, trying to probably take over TNA from within. And of course, he was the catalyst to Mike Santana losing the TNA World Championship now to Vegetarian. So we're just going to make this quick and simple. We got Mike Santana, Charlie Dempsey, Steve Maclin, and Stacks for the international title, and the Hardys versus Tyson, DuPont, and Tyreek Igwe. It's 3 matches for NXT and TNA. Let's just go and let's see it. I don't think it's going to be 3-0. I don't think it's going to be necessarily one of those things where I think titles are going to go to NXT and one title stays here. But I do think this needs to be the closing note on Robert Stone's attempts to overthrow Santino Marella and bring NXT Outcast for the equation. This is getting fucking ridiculous, all right? Can TNA stand on their own and be what I used to know them for as an alternative and not a fucking similarity of WWE booking? God, I'm tired of shit. Anyway, let's go and get your quick thoughts towards these matches. Steve Maclin and Stacks, Mike Santana, Charlie Dempsey, and the Hardys versus those people. We'll start with the Hardys here. The Hardys, of course, lost the NXT Title Championship to Dark State. I still am fucking pissed off about that. And now we got Tyson DuPont, Tyreek Igwe, who used to roll with Wes Lee, trying to take the Hardys gold. Do we really think the Hardys are going to lose the TNA Tag Team Championships? Good answer.
No.
All right. Does anyone disagree? We will open the ballot real quick. Going once, going twice, and the ayes have it. Okay. That was simple. Now let's go ahead and move on from there. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Santana, Charlie Dempsey is the most interesting to me, considering that Mike Santana had his arm broken in a chair. And of course, Charlie Dempsey, the son of Lord William Regal. What the fuck is that Burt Reynolds mustache, by the way? Of course, I said what I said. We are in Texas. Charlie Dempsey, of course, the son of Lord William Regal, former Heritage Cup holder. Whatever the fuck happened to that thing, by the way? I'm just saying. Now finals was going one-on-one against the former TNA World Champion. This might be a sleeper of the night, honestly, but I don't know. I do consider, though, the condition of Mike Santana's arm and also the fact that he did get the win on TNA Wrestling, foreshadowing, fuck me, which could involve Lexus King or even Robert Stone getting involved here. What does it take to kill that friggin' guy? Friggin' survive nuclear warfare at this point. So let's go ahead and see what you all think here. Mike Santana, Charlie Dempsey. We will open things up here with JJ. JJ, what do you think about this match? Charlie Dempsey coming back from Pro Wrestling No Excursion, now being part of Robert Stone's master plan, whatever the fuck that's worth. And Mike Santana, of course, he's now trying to send a message against NXT after everything was put on site after their friggin' plan to get the title off of him as this internal investigation continues. You got Mike Santana or Charlie Dempsey winning?
This is a hot take. I got Charlie Dempsey.
Interesting. Let's go ahead and see if anybody...
Mainly because two reasons. Number one, this is the only of the three that doesn't have a championship.
Correct.
So it's the one that TNA can afford to lose.
That's kind of...
Two, Santana recently lost the title to Frankie.
Yep.
While, yes, he should be on the upswing trying to get some momentum back, it also would be understandable for him to eat another L here, have a little bit of a downfall after losing the title.
Yep.
3, Gold Rush, week 2. Charlie Dempsey returned just in the nick of time to catch Ren Sinclair.
Mm-hmm.
Ren was on the apron trying to help Kendall and got bumped. Charlie Dempsey arrived through the crowd just in time to catch her. Ren Sinclair is a Texas girl as well. I think she may come out and help Charles.
Oh, I see what you did there. You got Ren Sinclair crossing the line.
Possibly Kendall too, since she is part of the Ren QCC.
All right, fair point. Okay.
And it gets a little bit of cross promotion ahead of Kendall being an Iron Survivor the next day.
Kendall and Ren actually could be a tag team, honestly, based on what I've seen here. And that might be what TNA actually needs for the Knockouts. And that's be actual worthy challengers for the Inspiration, in my opinion. Okay, fair enough. That being said, he's got Charlie Dempsey. He's got NXT in this one. Does anyone have a disagreement? Going once, going twice. Emmanuel. I'm sure it's not just, Latino, Puerto Rican pride, but I'm sure Walter would echo those similar sentiments because Walter's been... I don't know. I'm about to say I don't know. Anyway, I'm just putting it out there because, again, Latino. What do you guys say regarding this match, Emmanuel? Why are you going with Mike Santana?
Even though, I kind of agree with JJ, his logic, I fully understand it. It's just, for me, Mike Santana, it's better than Charlie Dempsey on paper, right away. Even I see NXT versus TNA, I don't see it. It's just one of those things. If the rumors are true that if the partnership is done, then TNA really needs to have a clean sweep, basically 3-0. But then again, rumors are rumors. It could be all wrong, and the partnership will continue after the deal. But I just say, what if they're right? Then this more makes sense. Let them have a clean sweep. Let the TNA NXT thing fade out, sadly, and move on.
All right. JJ does have his hand up. JJ, what do you want to add towards this?
I only raised my hand because the rumors were once again brought up.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Emmanuel.
No. I'm going to counterpoint here because I'm not going to be here Saturday. I'm going to be at GCW, so I'm not going to be able to interact on shenanigans.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. Two things I'm going to bring up to counterpoint. Okay, number one, since you want to keep bringing up the rumor when this all first started was that WWE and the TNA agreed to a long-term deal. 1 year is not long-term. You think long-term, you think 3 to 5 years.
Correct.
That's what most wrestler contracts are these days, is 3 to 5 years.
Correct.
Number 2, what would be the benefit of WWE assisting TNA in getting a deal on a real network like AMC to just, we don't want to do anything with you anymore? If they didn't care, why try to get them on a decent channel? Especially since they didn't move to Wednesdays to counter program AEW, which is what Sapp and Alvarez and Meltzer were all saying was going to happen. They're going to get them a TV deal and put them on Wednesday. They're still on Thursday. So I don't see a point in sticking your neck out there to get them a TV deal and then, okay, we did our job, deuces.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you hold on to them because they're still an additional developmental territory. You've already got Jordan Grace. You've already got Joe Hendry. You could pull Santana. You know, there's people there that you could end up bringing to your roster.
Thank you, JJ. Okay. That being said, bottom line, folks, we close the book on that conversation with this. Rumors are just rumors till proven factual. Simple as that. Charles, I did see your hand. What do you want to add regarding this match? Mike Santana or Charlie Dempsey? Who do you got in this singles grudge bout?
One, I was going to say, if Sabet didn't say it, that partnership ain't ending because Carlos Silva confirmed this is not ending at all. So never even suggest that at all when you have the president of TNA saying, literally from the horse's mouth, this partnership's not ending. And the same thing from the other company too. That's number one. Number two, I am agreeing with JJ. Terry Dempsey's winning this match.
Wow. Right.
And also, to be fair too, I still think Mike's going to get the belt. I am not going to be surprised it's not going to be a Genesis.
Give him a freaking month-long run. Okay.
No. I'm thinking Mike's going to get the belt at the premiere on the new network.
Oh, that'd be interesting, actually.
You want to start the new run with a huge momentum? It's one of the ways to do it. Want to kick it off? Well, kick it off big.
That's fair.
But until then, Mike's losing this match.
I mean, again, we also, he may be clear, we also don't know the condition of that arm, and Charlie Dempsey is a bloody techer, a freaking submissionist. I did see your hand. You got something to say real quick before we move on?
Yeah. First, before I start, I just want to say, when Charles said number 2, it reminded me of the Cody Kids Next Door. Number 2.
Oh, God.
Thank you. If someone didn't get that, I've been shocked. I've been a little bit sad if someone didn't get that reference. But thank you, Taylor.
Rest in peace, Cartoon. Rest in peace, Cartoon Network. Continue.
So I have to agree with JJ on this. I could see Charlie Dempsey taking the win just because I feel like with Mike Santana, they could go the Josh Alexander route. Remember when Moose robbed him of the title? He didn't face Moose right away. So I could definitely see them having Mike Santana, have to face obstacle after obstacle until he faces Frankie Kazarian again for that title, which isn't. I don't think it'll happen at Genesis, but maybe Rebellion.
That's where Josh got his redemption. You're reading my mind, Attila. I honestly think that Mike Santana is going to be on. I think with Mike Santana, he's been one of those that we've been following on the journey, and now they're taking us on another journey. Now, is it too quick to do that back to back? I would say so, but based on the fact now that he truly is at the bottom again, but his spirit's not wavered. I think people might embrace him more. So we'll see. Yes, JJ, I do see your hand. But you gotta say real quick.
Santana gets it back the next time they go to New York, since they fucked the opportunity to do it there the first time.
That's a fair shout.
They're going to be in Dallas for Genesis and for the live Impact premiere. They're staying in Texas. Don't do it there.
I do agree.
Wait till they can go back to New York.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger the way they should have done it with Santana the first time.
Yeah. Give it some damn respect, by the way, too. Don't have half the damn audience walking out on the friggin' fat Pryor. What the hell?
They should switch the locations this year. Slammiversary should be in LA and Rebellion should be in New York. Only saying that because I've never been to Slammiversary. I've been to Rebellion.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I will say I love Slammiversary 2020.
And this is a woman who flew to Texas to take a picture with an invisible man.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can see that.
Yeah.
Anyway. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's go ahead and move on.
Don't shake your head, Emmanuel. You're going to shed some tears come December 13th.
And again, folks, stay tuned because literally we are.
Yes, there'll be tears of joy, but you will be shedding tears.
What is so lucky I didn't run into him at Survivor Series.
Oh, geez.
He hid from me.
We'll be covering that here at the Cinema Studios. Please stay tuned. Me and the Big G and Walter. I'm sure Gino will probably shed some light on it prior, if not after the fact. JJ, of course, as well. We will be covering that Saturday night's main event here. Stay tuned. Emmanuel.
Okay.
About to tell. I was wearing my Chase U shirt, so you could send me with your share and make Noah pop. We hate Chase U too.
I couldn't find you guys. Like I was in the Lexus Club section.
Now, Emmanuel, what makes you think that she would slap you with the chair? She'd use the chancla. She's not going to damage her chair.
Yeah.
She's not going to damage the souvenir chair.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
come on now. I'm not even Latino and I know this shit. Come on.
I mean,
those chairs are too expensive. You use the $2 chancla from the Dollar Tree.
I actually seen a friend of mine actually got hit by that one up close and personal. With no.
About to say, there's a reason that's called a weapon, folks. Not as lethal as Shillelagh, but that's neither here nor there. What might be more lethal than both of those, though, is Bulletproof Steve Madden to go into our third match. How appropriate. Against Stax. And I think Stax is going to collapse. Yes, I made a rap reference. First time for everything. Steve Maclin, of course, defends the TNA National Championship against Stax. Stax, who previously faced Leon Slayer for the X Division Championship, lost. And, of course, we did see Lexus King get the better of the Punisher of TNA Wrestling with that cane. In a double team effort, you would think that Stax has a chance. I say no way, as Steve Maclin has been the only realistic champion consistently this calendar year for TNA Wrestling, leading forward the charge against the Outsiders and against NXT since this partnership started developing into a freaking invasion angle for 2.1 time. So I'm just going to start here and say, tag them, bag them, send them. Steve Maclin for the win retains the TNA International Championship. Let's go around the horn and get y'all's thoughts towards this and see if anybody disagrees. Going once. Of course, Emmanuel. What do you guys say?
I'm afraid of Ariana Grace interfering in this match. It cost Steve Maclin the.
Does she really want to upset her dad, though?
I mean, it's not the first
man.
It's
her man.
This is the problem with the freaking teens and adolescents where they go against their parents for freaking blinded by love. They're fucking idiots.
Yeah.
What do I
know? Yeah, exactly. Though, with that reason too, like more reason why to do it. Like,
what you gotta say to Tilla?
No, I was say, I'm sure this is a hard match for Santino to watch. I'm going with Steve Maclin, but I'm sure Santino Marella is going to have a hard time with this match. His future son-in-law versus.
Yeah. But about to say, Stax, for all we know, is just what most people are in America here when it comes to relationships: users and abusers.
That's like if JJ's right, like say the rumors are false. This is the only match I could see happening because Dax needs something. Because once he loses the Heritage Cup, I believe, he hasn't been wrestling that much neither, so he needs something. Then this angle with Ariana Grace is just he needs something.
Yeah. You can go run a freaking Italian restaurant for all I care, or play the accordion on a street corner. I don't give a fuck. All right. That being said, thank you for that, Emmanuel. Again, TNA faithful for a reason. Steve Macklin, tag him, bag him, send him. And until that agrees. JJ is thinking though, so I will let JJ speak before I move on. I don't think Charles disagrees with me at all either. So Charles says, "All right, everyone wants someone to say that's fine." You know what? This is what this is about. It's about conversation at the end of the day. JJ, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, what if this is where we see the return of Tony D'Angelo?
The family reunites?
No. Tony D helps Macklin.
Ooh, that'd be an interesting shout.
It would add a new dynamic to this invasion because it would be an NXT talent helping a TNA talent.
That would be a first.
But, and I had to Google this because I didn't remember when Tony was on TV last. And I'm using Wiki here. We all know Wiki's fan edited, but Wiki said that on his final appearance, he was confronted by a shadowy figure in the audience. So we didn't see who it was. But this invasion was going on at that point, or at least the partnership was. What if that shadowy figure was Macklin?
Interesting. Is he still with Adriana Rizzo, by the way?
Rizzo is Stax's real life woman.
Yeah.
They are a legitimate real life couple.
I'm surprised they aren't using her in this angle. But
that was the point that was made about Adriana getting involved.
Okay. I'm about to say the liaison.
So imagine this, if you will, and this is just my fantasy booking brain. Adriana tries to get involved. Santino prevents her. Father-daughter.
Yeah.
Don't get involved in your man's business type of stuff. I understand you're NXT, but you're also my daughter. Stay out of this.
You son of my gun.
This gives Tony the opportunity to come in and attack Stax from behind. Drop him, gives Macklin the win. Like I said, it would give a new dimension to this invasion because someone from TNA, someone from NXT helped somebody from TNA.
Okay.
I like that idea, actually.
I actually too. That's something I didn't think about. I like that. All right. Clever, JJ. Very clever. Either way, Steve Macklin better fucking win this match. And hold on to that title. If Lex the King shows up, shove that king down his throat. Okay, Charles, what do you got to say real quick before we move on?
One, I am also going with Dax to win this. That is obvious. I'm going with it. But also to JJ's point, it didn't happen like in the crowd. It happened like when Tony was at his family restaurant or something area again. And that was like long times we have seen him. Since that.
Yeah.
And
it says on July 29th, D'Angelo appeared in a pre-taped segment where he retired his Don persona and was confronted by a shadowy figure hidden to the audience. Not in the audience. Okay, my bad. I misread that. Hidden to the audience.
Yeah, either way.
Basically, nothing has followed up ever since. I don't know if Tony D is going to show up here. I'm still thinking he's going to show up by deadline for obvious reasons. After the NXT title match. Because
the mysterious package. We don't know what the mysterious package is about that Ava Rain got. And Ava Rain says, why would I do something to compromise this partnership? She was very emphatic about that with Santina Marella. And even though she's the daughter of The Rock, I want to believe Ava Rain actually cares about this.
And that's why I say I'm going with Sax to win this. Because we're going to have Santina's daughters going to freaking help. Because at some point, Something's got to give. Willie Santana's daughter, at least.
If freaking Ariana Cobra's her father, that will be the what the fuck moment in this year for TNA wrestling for me.
You know what? That probably Son Santana would want him as a father, and would probably want that to happen. That's a thing to do.
I mean, you know, like father like daughter, I guess. And maybe she's no longer Miss NXT. Maybe she becomes a freaking rugged badass. We'll see. All right. Either way, though, I'm not going against Steve Macklin. Tag him, bag him, send him. Okay, great job, guys. Now we finally get back into what really matters here, and that is focusing strictly on TNA wrestling with the cornerstones of TNA back home. Let's go ahead and talk about the TNA Knockouts World Championship. To JJ's point, it is literally the Angel Warriors going one-on-one. As Xia Brookside did get the better Danny Luna with help from, of course, Indy Hartwell. Let's not just glance over that, by the way, okay? I'm just saying. And Indy Hartwell, of course, is very tied to both these women and that Knockouts title. Maybe something to come. Either way, Lei Ling Lee, congratulations to her. First Singapore-signed TNA Knockout. Finally won the gold at Gold Rush. Yes! Against Kalani Jordan and Jordan Graves in that triple threat match. Thank you, WWE Magis, for putting that on full, because that was the only match I truly cared about watching. I'm so damn glad to see this back home. And of course, Lei Ling Lee's defense is now against her best friend, her tag team partner, Xia Brookside, the Angel of the Ring, daughter of Robbie Brookside. Of course, Xia Brookside signed to TNA Wrestling last year, following the Ultimate X Knockouts match, has been soaring strong here, overcoming the likes of Tasha Steeles and Rosemary, and continuing her way forward here in this Knockouts division. It's one of those things you talk about, heel versus heel, face versus face. It can't work. Here, it's going to work. It's going to be mutual respect. But with all due respect, I'm going to simply say, because again, this is pretty much the second most important women's championship I care about in the wrestling business, not carried by Chris Statlander. I'm going to say that Lei Ling Lee, her, might I add, first defense, she's got to retain. We got to look at what's next. It's going to be either Indy. It's going to be who we've been talking about for a long time. Danny Luna, the most aggressive knockout breakout this year, honestly, and is overdue for her chance to hold this gold, let alone challenge for it. Keeping it in-house as well. But I got to see what Lei Ling Lee can do in her first defense to the cornerstone value that is the TNA Knockouts World Championship. So I got Lei Ling Lee retaining. I don't think there's going to be any disagreement here. I'd be shocked if any of you disagree. But I do think the TNA Knockouts World Championship deserves some importance in discussion. So let's go around the horn and get some thoughts. Attila, I will start with you.
I agree with you. Lei Ling should retain here. She just won the title. There's no reason why the title needs to change hands. I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. Two tag team partners going head to head with each other. So yeah. I'm looking forward to this match.
Yeah, simply put, this is just going to be one of those pure exhibitions that you just appreciate, almost as good as the freaking 8-man warfare we saw at Turning Point. That's what TNA's been about. TNA's been about those matches you don't think about, where you get to showcase your best in that ring. There's a reason why this has been called the alternative. There's a reason why the Knockouts division is where truly women in wrestling found themselves, were themselves, became themselves. For all it's worth, Ash by Elegance discovered who the fuck she was when they freaking buried her 25 feet under as Dana Brooke in WWE with the fucking 24/7 title. So again, I really want to see Lei Ling Lee and Xia Brookside succeed, and this is a big chance for both as champion and challenger to show why they could lead this Knockouts division. But yeah, Lei Ling Lee for the win. Does anyone else have anything further to say regarding this match before we move on? JJ, I will go to you next. You did raise your hand. Go ahead.
Yeah, the only thing I have to add is that I'm sad that Xia has to be the first defense. I love Xia Brookside. I've been a fan of hers since I first saw her in TNA.
Respect.
She reminds me of a bunch of the other young girls that I see in NXT and on the independent circuit. Brittany Brooks comes to mind. You know,
good name.
I'd love for her to become Knockouts champion. But to your point, and it's the main reason why I don't think anyone is going for Xia in this match, it's Lei Ying's first defense. They're not going to take it from her after 2 weeks.
Hell no.
You know, they're not going to squander the moment. So Lei Yin is going to retain, but I wish this was some other throwaway championship defense and not Zaya Brookside.
I agree about that, honestly.
That's
I was
that's the only thing I wanted to add here because I love Zaya.
mm-hmm.
She's probably my favorite knockout.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
It's
JJ.
it's a toss up. It's honestly a three-way toss up between her, Danny Luna, who she beat for the opportunity, and believe it or not, Tessa Blanchard.
Interesting
Because
trio.
again, I wasn't watching when the controversy surrounded Tessa.
Right.
So I'm not judging her. We've all made mistakes. We've all said things that we regretted later.
Yep.
So I'm not judging her.
Good man.
But those are the three that I like the most.
Respect. And again, thinking about, the newest knockouts that signed, Mara Sade, Mila Moore, the other girl, can't think of her freaking name, that also signed.
Chara Stoll?
Yeah, thank you, that one. Yes. There's definitely depth here where you could have had a different match here put in play, but her own tag team partner out the gate,
Mm-hmm.
it just
I
feels
feel like
weird
they
to
should
me.
have built to this match and not had it be the first defense.
Agree. I get it. It's number one contenders, Danny Luna and Zaya Brookside, both rapidly deserving to try and pursue this. I mean, it's one of those things where they did figure out who the two were going to be doing the 8-4-1, two fatal four-way matches, on Impact. I was actually surprised to see Zaya Brookside win the one. I was not surprised to see Danny Luna win the other, although I still want Killer Kelly to eventually become TNA Knockouts World Champion. And I think Killer Kelly and Lily Lee would absolutely be a banger. But it's just one of those things right now that just seems so sudden. And truth be told, like I said, I do think this adds to the Indy Hartwell agenda. Again, Indy Hartwell beat Danny Luna at Turning Point in a freaking no disqualification match, a street fight, not to mention when Danny Luna was about to use dirty means, to your point, dirty deeds from last night's conversation, Indy Hartwell was the equalizer. She's the one that brained her with a chain, and Zaya got the roll up. So again, the Knockouts title right now is surrounded by Layleen Lee, Zaya Brookside, Danny Luna, Indy Hartwell, but I don't think Zaya should have been the one out the gate. I almost feel like it should have been Danny Luna because she's never had a chance. And you can make a statement on your first in defeat, as you've eloquently said multiple times. Hell, Jody Fett could have been the freaking one here, and Dan Luna could have gone after her again. I don't know. It's just, I'm looking forward to this, but I'm also a little bit torn. Zaya Lee tore the house down because legitimately, this is the number one match I care about on this show and the only match I care about calling and watching. All right. Well, that being said, a lot of great talk, a lot of great food for thought, a lot of unique discussion. Bring in your own impact, bring in your own roasting, and also bringing up the Peanuts cast, not named Snoopy. And let's go ahead and move into our main event. And
And all hail your king of TNA as the future Frankie Kazarian defends his TNA World Heavyweight Championship against the former Fandango JDC. The future, ladies and gentlemen, is now, and the future looks good. I don't think there's any reason to ask me who I'm going for. I bow to the king of TNA, Frankie Kazarian.
If everyone wants me to continue to introduce Walter, then going forward, as long as he holds the gold, you can expect JD to introduce Frankie Kazarian. That being said, Frankie Kazarian has opened the ballot, but I will give a backstory still a little bit because there is some backstory to this. He has opened the ballot to Frankie Kazarian holding on to the TNA World Championship. Keep in mind, though, Nick Nemeth still could call his shot. Before I can leave it open to discussion, let me go ahead and bring some backdrop on why you see JDC on the graphic challenging for the first time ever in his career the TNA World Championship. JDC has officially declared he is done. He is retiring from professional wrestling. The journey culminates January at Genesis. Why Genesis calls for a new beginning, it will be JDC's ending. In the meantime, the system will be looking for a new member. But JDC will still give everything, as he always has, to the system, his family. But JDC has one goal in mind for himself versus a group effort, and that is the World Championship, the TNA World Championship. Sentimura Tarata Amaforte gave JDC this opportunity if he beat Eric Young, which he did. So now we have this match. Frank Kazarian, though, believes that he still does not deserve it. Why JDC has already been pissed off by the ridiculing of your king and is looking to bring a new side of himself, not fandangoing, at Fire Resolution. The king of weird, as we've called him. What JDC will we see in trying to achieve his dream tonight at Final Resolution for the TNA World Title? That is the question. The result might as well be unanimous. As JD said before, though, the bow has been open to Frank Kazarian retaining. Do not think about the cash-in. It will be a bonus question on the forum, though, because at the end of the day, you know Nick Nemeth does have a chance to call his shot. Let's go around the horn and get everyone's thoughts. Not so much on the decision, because I don't think no one's going to say JDC, me included. I do think Kazarian's going to retain. But let's see what you all think about this match. Does Nick Nemeth call his shot, or try to? Well, Manuel, I will start with you on this one. And you already nod your head. So, anything you want to add regarding this match? Let's leave Nick Nemeth out of the equation then.
Yeah, like this is the only reason JDC's getting a title shot, unfortunately, because of his retirement. Like, if it wasn't for that, he probably would never have an opportunity for the TNA championship. Let's face facts. I don't want to be that guy who was messed up, but it has to be said. Like, he's not world championship material. And the only way JDC will win that title if he comes up with the
No, copyright. No.
Come on, Attila Fandango with us.
No. Damn it. No.
Come on, Noah.
No.
You know you were fandangoing when they played that music on NXT.
I'm not gonna freaking say regarding that. And welcome back here, folks, from the Fandango second, as we are back here at Fire Resolution for our main event. Manuel, please continue your thoughts.
That's it. He's gonna give us all. Like, he's gonna prove to the world why he deserves to be champion. But Frankie just got it, so he's gonna put all his heart in that mat and try to prove those people, hey, like, I do have it. I'm a great wrestler. It's just gonna be a great showing for him.
All right, fair enough. Charles, what do you want to add regarding this? By the way, folks, this is officially Frank Kazarian's first defense of the TNA World Championship. So also keep that in mind. But we've also seen people go do 0 before. I'm just saying. Hello, James Storm. Charles, go ahead and lend your thoughts towards this match. What do you got to say?
First of all, I will say this. When it comes to JDC's final match, he should come out with that Fandango song one more time.
Oh my gosh!
I agree.
It works. It works. Just come on, do it one more time, at least.
I disagree. X gets the square. I disagree. Continue.
Wow, Noah. You're really doing that? Wow, Noah. What's wrong with you?
I'm a game show enthusiast, dude. And freaking Tom Bergeron, Hollywood Squares, and of course Peter Marshall, the original host. I mean, when I was once a wee lad, I discovered what Game Show Network was, so I know all the classic game shows. So, again, anyway, continue.
And for second of all, now, yeah, this is probably gonna be the easiest match. Well, the second easiest now, actually. Frankie's keeping that belt. He's the only person that's gonna take that title from him. It's gonna be Mike Santana.
All right, fair enough.
Don't matter when, not if, but when. Unless TNA decides to give it to Nick Nemeth, just to have Nick Nemeth drop it to Mike Santana for absolutely no reason.
Rest in peace, Bob Barker. Drew Carey, I can't get into. I mean, again, weird things that happen at the end of the year.
It will be dumb, but it went out of their own possibility.
I'm only going to do this once, and I'm never doing this again. All right, enough of that. Not copyright. Not copyright. I probably
Flip
got
that,
copyright.
James.
Fucking hell.
Clip it.
Attila, your thoughts on this match in JDC's last chance to get a world championship, and honestly, his last chance at gold. And I don't think JDC has actually ever held gold, honestly, in his wrestling career, which is kind of crazy, considering this is the same man who's been dangled his way into WrestleMania 29, beating Chris Jericho. Just saying. Go ahead, Attila. Your thoughts on this match?
Wasn't Breezango tag team champions? NXT tag team champions?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they had a chance, and they even had a chance against Jey Uso when they were the Usos when they were at the Fashion Police. But I don't think they ever won the gold. But anyway,
No, I wasn't watching NXT, but they had gone down to NXT.
They did, but I don't think they ever won. I don't think they ever won the titles.
Google, just someone Google that for us.
I'm looking
please.
it up.
On it. This is what I do for a living. As I'm.
I think JJ got to the punch first.
ICW.
Anywho.
Oh yeah, you're right. That 56 days as NXT Tag Team Champions. Breezango. That's what it was. Yeah, you're right. They beat freaking. Holy shit! I completely forgot about that. That was during the damn pandemic. No wonder. They beat freaking Imperium. Wow.
Anywho,
again, we forget the pandemic for a reason. Anyway, continue.
I think the king of TNA is retaining. I think he's gonna keep his crown and stuff. But I think JDC is gonna surprise us. His best match in TNA to date was against Josh Alexander. I don't know if you remember that match.
Oh, absolutely do. I was very impressed with how far he held with the walking weapon and took it to him.
Exactly. So I honestly think he's gonna surprise us. I think he's gonna give us a serious JDC during this match. And I actually really didn't. Well, I enjoyed his second run, this version, because I know when he first joined, he was Dirty Dango and he was doing that weird faction thing with like Johnny Bravo and Vladimir Kozlov.
I hate pro wrestling. What is pro wrestling? Like,
yeah, so I didn't really
understand that at all. What the hell was that? Some therapy session?
But I really did like the JDC character and stuff like that. So I'm gonna, I still think, and this is just in my opinion, but when the system held all the gold, they should have made him digital media champion, so he could have had a gold too. That was a missed opportunity.
Agree.
Yeah, I don't know. The digital media title was meaningless anyway, in my opinion. It was meaningless.
It was meaningless after Joe Hendry freaking lost it.
Amen. He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Do you believe?
Yes.
Believe.
So that's why
You won't believe.
I do believe. I believe in 252 pounds of pure motivation, the answer to all our lives' problems.
Okay, anyway, back on topic. Shit. Okay, thank you, Tatsila. JJ, I did see your hand. What you guys say real quick? Oh my gosh.
So, what if this retirement is just a swerve?
Wouldn't it be the first one?
What if he just retires JDC and emerges as a new character?
Like Cody Deaner?
Yeah, whatever happened to that guy? Oh, that's right. He got fired.
I don't know, but it seemed to be some hometown hero,
The hometown man seems to know how to win in his hometown. So, I mean,
Which hometown?
Mr. America
the
completely
hometown.
wasn't Hulk Hogan.
Phoenix, freaking Florida, freaking New York, Baltimore. Anyway, what the fuck are we talking about? Continue, JJ.
Americano.
It's just something that I've been thinking is, what if JDC just retires JDC
But Dirty
and
Dango
emerges as somebody else?
Dirty Dango was pretty much dead as soon as JDC arrived and joined the system after screwing Matt Hardy against Moose. So that's a fair shout, but I don't think he's going to pull a Mark Henry. I don't think he's going to pull a Sammy Jagged on us. I almost feel like with how long the man behind Fandango has been involved in the business. It almost feels like in a year of retirements, and I think he's being legit. He's been in this for a while.
Just something to think about.
That's fair. Then again, I would have loved his final match to be with Tyler Breeze, whether tagging or going one-on-one with him. I think they missed that opportunity when they were at Full Sail University of all places. Anyway, not the first time. Won't be the last.
Well, he is retiring at Genesis or after Genesis, no, right? Basically, Genesis is going to be his final match.
Correct. That's it.
But
Oh,
Genesis is also the first book in the Bible.
Yes.
So it could be the death of JDC, but the resurrection, a new beginning for some other character.
I don't know. I mean, I agree with no. I feel like it's legit because he did mention it was his wife. Him and his wife did talk about it. So
yeah, if it's a family decision, I think when you bring family into play, why you think Bryan Danielson no longer wrestles? If there's one thing that could stop a wrestler or save a wrestler from themselves, it's family and the right family. Countless stories about that.
Well, then again, Mark Henry did mention his family, and he didn't retire.
To be fair, yeah, that salmon jacket will be the most infamous attire in professional wrestling history when it comes to someone saying, "I'm retiring." They pull a Mark Henry. That's what that's going to become.
If JDC comes out in salmon colored tights, we'll know there's a swerve.
Damn right.
Exactly.
Damn right. Enough said. What do you got to say real quick, though, Emmanuel?
Is that the best heel turn of all time? It's like Mark Henry, like, I'm gonna retire. Hugs John Cena. Bam.
Maybe it's definitely one of them.
Yeah, and maybe for you, considering who he did against, but I don't know about that. Charles,
I honestly put that Mark Henry turn up there with Hulk Hogan becoming Hollywood Hogan.
Brother.
Because it was that big of a shock and it was that impactful.
Yeah, fair enough. Charles, what do you got to say real quick before we wrap this freaking thing up?
And it makes it even better because that Mark Henry thing, he was last time we saw you before that, he was a heel, still a heel, and then all of us made our retirement swerve even better. It's like, all right. But yeah, I still agree. If we see JDC wearing the salmon attire, at least parts of it or whatever, I'm not retiring.
It was all real all along.
Exactly.
Right.
It was me, Austin.
It was me, Austin.
Damn it. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
Along. It will be the first time that we've been swerved or warped by this business. What's an injury? Hello, Seth freaking Rollins. What? I didn't say anything. All right. Well, that being said, folks, what are your final picks, opinions, predictions, analysis overall for everything that was that was discussed tonight and then some? Do you enjoy Fandangoing? Do you believe in, I'm going to say his name. Do you have the right deadline that's ahead for you? And do you also have your own final resolutions? We would love to know your thoughts to everything you heard tonight in the comment section down below. Again, folks, stay tuned later today. You will find the forums again in the comment section down below where each of these videos have streamed on my YouTube channel and on my X account. By the way, programming note, Fire Resolution actually starts 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because they're in Texas. So they're a few hours behind us. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Fire Resolution. As, of course, deadline starts 7 p.m. Standard Time on Saturday night. We're also covering GCW and Ring of Honor Final Battle also today as well. So stay tuned for all that. All right, well, let's go ahead and get the fuck out of here and do some shells and plug away. But JJ, I also see you thinking. That's a dangerous comment. Yeah. What you got to say real quick?
I was just going to say real quick, do we want to do a show of hands? Do we think Nick Nemeth is going to call his shot?
Yeah,
Raise
sure,
your hand if you think he will.
Going once. Going twice. All right.
Yeah, because my line of thinking is, and TNA has done this before.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him calling his shot on the first episode of Impact on AMC.
Yeah.
Something huge for the premiere. Win or lose, you get that big moment right there on their AMC debut.
They get on the premiere. That does sound. I can
I
see that.
forget which reign of Jarrett's it was, but he got the belt back. I want to say it was from Raven, just ahead of the debut on Spike TV, because Jeff Jarrett was a more recognized name than Raven was.
Yeah, that makes sense because Double J, Jeff Jarrett, pretty much led everything, and he great.
I
Anyway,
don't remember if that was his second or his third reign, but
I think it was a second, but someone could fact check me on that. I mean,
but I could see Nick Nemeth cashing in his opportunity on the Impact premiere.
you got something to say real quick that might have stirred your brain?
Yeah, actually, not thinking about it. I don't know. We never got an answer as to why the angle happened, but I could see maybe Nick Nemeth trying to cash in and being stopped by JBL. Because didn't JBL play a factor in Frankie not being able to cash in a couple times?
That's absolutely correct.
And they're going to be in
That's at Power
Texas.
Glory 2024, and they are in Texas. Oh shit! I didn't even think about JBL freaking signing and clothesline somebody randomly. That's a fair shout. What you gotta say real quick, Emmanuel?
Those are answers that we never got. Like, what was JBL's deal helping Nick Nemeth?
No,
we never got an answer
to that. I thought it was
He's
going to
still-
lead to a Nick Nemeth heel turn.
Yeah, he's still clotheslining people at random independent events, I think. The fuck? JBL is weird. I don't know, man. He's a Republican.
JBL, please answer us. That's all I want. I just want an explanation. Why?
Yeah, Simon Miller. Why? Here's why. Even Simon Miller won't be able to find the answer. Charles, the conversation keeps going. I see you have your hand up real quick. What do you want to say real quick? Oh my gosh.
I didn't think it was that whole JBL thing was probably going to lead to a super group in probably Mexico, because it was going to lead to like JBL managing a bunch of people, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
But I get it didn't stop. Actually, I think it was for AAA. Huh. No, I remember coincidence enough.
And about to say he's been on commentary for AAA in Las Vegas. So again, how the world would turn.
And also, I will. Yeah, you know what? Probably JBL would show up on this show. To do
Fair
what?
shout.
I don't know. Probably clothesline AJ Francis or something. I don't know.
I got it.
Noah would love that because it would give him a reason to flop.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? Yeah, that probably should happen now.
Okay.
Okay, somebody who's good at digital editing, make a video of JBL clotheslining AJ Francis, and he shatters into a million Cheez-Its.
Oh my gosh.
Like a pinata breaking.
No. That's AI nightmare waiting to happen. You realize what you just tried to unleash, right? JJ, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, there probably is one out there that will.
Tell me you wouldn't pop if I was able to roll that video right now.
I don't know how.
Noah, you would be super excited. You can't deny it because all of us here know.
Noah would be squealing as if the bunny was on his television screen.
Or every time Mina's on the screen.
Both of you shut the fuck up.
No, you're not helping your case every time AEW's on, dude. You're not helping your case.
Look, I've got to dig it into you while I can because you're going to be giving me hell on Wednesday.
You're damn fucking right I am.
Also, JJ, don't choose.
I won't. I refuse to.
He will choose.
Exactly. Keep doing that.
He will choose. He will.
I choose my own happiness, and I will be happy with either team.
Well, that's a mutual decision even I can respect. And I will be happy. And
You always tell people, you always tell us to protect our mentality. I am protecting my mentality by not choosing. To your answer, it's Willow and Harley versus Tony and Mina. Which is why Noah wants me to choose, because I love Willow and I love Mina.
This freaking cop-out refusing to choose. Anyway.
So I am protecting my mentality and choosing happiness because I will be happy either way.
Same.
I already stepped by my stance.
You know who should have been in the finals of that tournament? The only two teams that had been teaming for a while. The Sisters of Sin and Ty J should have been in the finals in that. Or if Chris Statlander wasn't the Women's World Champion, she and Willow should have been a tag team in there.
Hey, Stat's where it's at for a reason. We don't degrade Stat any less than what she is right now.
No, right? I know. I'm just saying if she wasn't.
Well, that's a whole different conversation. And thankfully, that's not the conversation we're having.
I mean, the last 2 professional wrestling magazines that I purchased, one had Mina on the cover, the other had Willow on the cover.
And that's not even a tag team. Oh, good grief. All right. With that being said, I know this. I'm going to be happy regardless of professional wrestling because I got Ring of Honor, Final Battle. I got AEW. Stop it.
Or they should have put Hardy with Mercedes Moné. That would have made a little bit more sense.
Well, Athena decided to go with that first and then bit her in the ass. And we'll see if the freaking Black Widow at CMLL bites her in the ass and stops her forever run as Persephone challenges her for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. Forever is not forever. Everything has a freaking deadline in this life. Speaking of deadline, I'm finally reaching the deadline with all of you in this post-conversation when it comes to the end of this double feature Super Ditting for Deadline and Fire Resolution. So, Emmanuel, what is it?
Can we just agree that women's tag team wrestling are cursed?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Accurate. 110% accurate unless you're in the promotion stardom. And with that closing 5 minute, why don't you go ahead and plug where people can further engage and find you? Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yes, you can follow me and my channel in Interacting Games and Movies. I'm going to be reviewing Friday the 13th Part 2. My least favorite final girl, Jeannie. And I'll tell you what are my opinions of Paul. Is he dead or not? The infamous question that everybody has questioned. That yes, that you laughed about, but that's the most controversial topic in part 2. Is he dead? And I have to say, he is dead.
All right.
I'll tell you more about it in my review and my reasoning why he died in part 2. Because like if you've seen part 3, you understand why I think that way, but you're gonna have to find out in the future.
All right, fair enough. Thank you, Emmanuel. And again, follow the other half of the Dominguez. Lean Dominguez. There you see, of course, their handles. Again, we always appreciate the MVPs, the VIPs, the best friends that got to give the people what they want of the Super Reliable Studios. Arlene Emmanuel Dominguez, as always. Thank you so much. Attila, always a pleasure. I gotta get your new graphic in here, but I know that you're always ready to engage when, of course, not like Turbo Man from Jingle All the Way, the original. But when
what am I, Matt Cardona?
Well, you seem like you're always ready when it comes to a conversation on TNA wrestling. But go ahead and tell where the people can, of course, find you and what you do. Always a pleasure, as always.
Oh yeah, you don't have my new graphic on there.
I don't have it in this brand. I gotta add it, but continue.
You can follow me on Twitter at @_. Just like Emmanuel in Los Dominguez and Jeff. Shout out to Jeff Meacham. I was also at Survivor Series and I did upload some clips of Survivor Series onto my YouTube channel. So if you guys want to check those out, feel free to. I uploaded Liv Morgan's return and of course the when Roxanne Perez hit Pop Rocks on John Cena. Those are the 2 clips I uploaded. So if you guys want to check those out for free. And
I think Emmanuel's going to watch that clip and get the views up on it because that was a great moment.
It was a great moment.
Yeah.
Roxanne's awesome.
I miss Roque Rodriguez's spot on there.
The Kahana bomb?
Yeah.
The Kahana bomb, yeah. All right.
But yeah, check out my YouTube channel, Rangers of Wrestling, cover pro wrestling, and of course Power Rangers. JJ and I, for the Christmas holidays, we're going to be doing some watch-alongs. We're going to be watching Dreaming of a White Ranger and Alpha's Magical Christmas. And for the first time ever, JJ will be watching Zio's A Season to Remember, since he's never seen that episode.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Sounds like good stuff. And of course, you and I will engage in a simple session soon enough for my channel when you and I will have a one-on-one conversation for a good half hour on about anything. I'm looking forward to that. So again, folks, stay tuned for the next episode of Simple Sessions. It'll be me and our Mighty Morphin Pink Power Ranger friend, the other half of NOLA, as you know it, Tatilla. Date and time to be determined. Thank you so much. Charles, Baby Yoda.
Hey, Yoda.
That's a Baby Yoda.
Baby
And
Yoda.
Charles, what do you have to plug real quick and say your stuff?
A Yellow Ranger.
A Yellow Ranger. Good grief.
My damn mic wants to work for once. There we go.
That would help, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter on Tito Crandall.
All right. Simple enough. And certainly, last but not least, JJ, always a pleasure. We may agree and disagree, but we always engage in all things professional wrestling. May that never cease. I'm so glad to see how you're taking care of yourself, not only physically, mentally, but honestly spiritually, of how much you're quoting the Bible. I'm very impressed. God bless you. Go ahead and tell other people can find you and what you've been up to, and just for old time's sake.
You can find me on Instagram at the Renegade JJ Williams, on X at ROWJJ Williams and Casa D18 Studio. No S at the end of studio on the X. That's where you'll find me hosting and participating in spaces. Of course, Old Faithful, the Casa D18 Studios YouTube channel, which has been up and functioning once again, bringing you movie reviews, mostly Christmas movies. There were a few non-Christmas movies in November. There'll be a few more non-Christmas movies as we get to the end of December here, past Christmas. But right now it's primarily Christmas content. Just filmed a double feature that'll be going up on Saturday for Home Sweet Christmas and Another Sweet Christmas, both starring Candace Cameron Bure from Full and Fuller House. Went to go see Another Sweet Christmas at the movie theaters. It was a Fathom event, special event. Didn't realize going into it, it was a sequel. So once I discovered that, I had to watch the original and review both, because it made no sense to talk about a sequel and not talk about the original first. So that's why we're getting a double feature on Saturday.
All right. Sounds good. A lot of good stuff ahead. And again, folks, we got a busy weekend in store for you. GCW, ROH,
Yes.
TNA, NXT.
Thank you for reminding GCW again. Make sure you guys, if you weren't already planning to, make sure you tune into our year-end New Year's Eve special that we always do every year, where we're going to be announcing the winners of the first ever Simply Reliable Studios Awards. As I mentioned earlier, a few GCW talents did win awards that have already been voted on, and I'm going to be presenting their certificates to them on Saturday. Hopefully get some videos, some statement of them receiving their award, and those clips will be featured on the year-end show, assuming I can get something.
Something!
I was going to say, that's the
Something!
wrong spot for that gimmick, but I had to get one in on me too. I got you a couple times, so.
About to say, it happens at least once, right? All right, well, thank you for that, JJ. And again, congrats to the winners in advance. And also stay tuned, folks, along with our watch-alongs. Again, the weekly Marray Conversation Wrestling Madness this Saturday. Shenanigans will be hosted by me. God help me. And it's sure to be a very unique talk and some business conduct, as I'm the only one in the suit. How appropriate. So stay tuned for more on that. Like I said, Simple 72 is also coming soon. Check out Predictions Post with me and Papagino. Disclosing the winners of the WPLE Predictions League. Of course, No DQ Galaxy and Team No DQ. Of course, we'll be back next week, Wednesday, bringing the stats back for NXT. And disclosing the winner of the NXT for the Galaxy and Team Predictions League, as well as the TNA League, which will only leave AEW. Good Lord Almighty.
So you're bringing the stats back to NXT. Is that because stats are where it's at?
Stats are where they're at, because that's why I love data, but Chris Statlander is where it's at, Stat Daddy for life, and I can't wait for her and Jimmy Hayter taking on Sister Sin in Cardiff Wells. Speaking of AEW, as again, the special holiday treat, we are covering the entire Continental Classic, so please continue to follow us along on that fun journey of this round robin tournament, as of course the next time we have Saturday Collision, it will be delayed on Sunday due to other obligations. As of course, we move forward to next week, Wednesday, with Winter is coming, the conclusion of the AEW Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament, and so much more. Samoa Joe versus Eddie Kingston for the World Championship, as I love Continental Classic season as much as the holiday season. Again, you want to follow and engage with me? Thank you, JJ, for that. There you go, folks. Again, it is official. And again, we have winners coming in Cardiff Wells, the Holiday Bash to follow, Manchester, England. Come back, of course, for Diamond 34th Street and so much more. I love this time of year. I love this tournament. It all culminates at World's End, where the world is about to end, at least for the calendar year. As far as the actual world, God help us. All right, that being said, don't do anything stupid, you freaking damaged orange. Follow me on the X. I said what I said. Follow me on the X and on YouTube and Fox in 916. I'm not political, by the way. For all things wrestling, again, as I, of course, host these panels, cover all the wrestling that I can, encourage a positive outlook with all my friends, for I am nothing more but a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling, damn it! Who only wish to remind you and encourage you on the winners, no losers, no betters, just fans, no opinions, this passion we all share. At the end of the day, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, treasure your families, especially around the holiday season. Give versus receive. And just be alive in professional wrestling. It's truly as simple as that. I did say it earlier. I'm going to say it one more time. Follow the most reliable person here at the Rage of Wrestling, Walter Cruz. He's a tired gamer, but he is also a humble, plentiful human being. We always appreciate him for all that he does. Follow him today, Rage of Wrestling, or Walter Alex Cruz on the X and the social medias. Subscribe to Jet Meacham Network with the relaunch, of course, coming the year. Stay tuned for more on that. If you haven't already, as JJ talked about, follow SR Studios 2024 on the X. X going to give it to you. Follow all the friends here.
The only place you can vote on the awards. We still have some polls going up, so get your votes in for the year-end awards.
Don't be a dickhead. And also join Batty's Army today at Batty for Wrestling. Shout out Ash, our Canadian friend. She'll be with me on the call. Bring up our battle. That will start around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if not shortly beforehand, with a little bit of a pre-show hype, because that's not a league for City Predicting, but there might be some simple quickies. Follow her today on the X and on YouTube. Shout out Ash and Batty for Wrestling. Join Batty's Army and stay tuned for our coverage and our preview of Wrestle Kingdom 20 ahead of January 4th, as this is the money you could be using towards what makes you happy, but also what you could be saving for your needs. And that's really all I got to say for now. It is truly as simple as that. And this all could be yours if the price of Fed said earlier.
Okay.
With that being said, it's going to be a crazy-ass weekend. So thank you all once again for tuning in to another rousing edition of Simply Predicting Anything But Double Feature Style. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Hit the bells live on demand and the channels here on the Simply Studios family. Hit the subscribe button. I assure you the content, the creativity, the madness I endure moderating is not going to let out any time soon. Again, thank you to all of you in the chat, especially Safet, Nathan Banks, Matt Helms, Arlene, who was in the chat previously, and Lily. And thank everybody, of course, on the panel for Datilla, for JJ, for Walter, for Arlene, for Emmanuel Dominguez, for Charles Schultz. I am the Seminole Foster, your moderator, your booker, your predictor, your play-by-play commentator. Then, now, and forever, reminding you and encouraging you as always. Take a pause and Patton.
You remind them.
About to say the Nickelback is all right, but also non-copyright. Take a pause and Patton life, and have a good night. And thank you once again for tuning in to another insane edition of Simply Predicting. Good luck in the conclusion of the NXT and TNA League to all. Have a good night, folks. We will see you for everything that's to come ahead Friday evening. Thank you for tuning in. Stop it! Y'all stop it! That's enough! Stop fluffing! Oh.
Believe in Chase University while you're at it.
Exactly.
No, do not believe in Chase University.
And you know what? And you know what? Since this is probably the last Simply Predicting before Christmas, Merry Christmas to all.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And have a good night.
Night.
Yeah. Thank you, thank
Merry
you,
Christmas to me, Ernie! John Cena's gone! He's gone! No one coming back!
Stop being such a hater. Stop being such a hater.
Up.
Stop being such a hater, Emmanuel.
You see what I'm surrounded with, folks? You see what I'm surrounded with here?
No.
Now you're surrounded. I moved you to the middle.
Why did you do that? Why did you
Because now you're surrounded.
No.
Yes, you are, Noah.
This is wrong on so many levels.